great to have with you, James. I have some question, one or two, and perhaps I'm asking the Miss to answer the question. One is able to answer the question correctly, we begin a small problem from us. The first question is, aside from today being the American Warrior Symposium, what is historical event that, or an event that has an historical significance this day, June 19th? Yes, sir.
Birthday of Secretary.
Yes.
Birthday.
158th birthday of Dr. Jose Ocasio Rizal y Alonso Yalonga. That is correct, sir. We'll be giving full comment on us. Today is the 158th birthday of Jose Rizal. And the second question is related to discussion earlier. What is the full meaning of MASS, as discussed by Vice Admiral Santos? MASS. Yes, ma'am.
Maritime Autonomous Surface Ships.
Yes, that is correct. Maritime Autonomous Surface Ships. Round of applause for Dennis who will answer the questions. And now, to introduce our first speaker for the afternoon session.
Our next speaker is the current president and CEO of SuperCity, a trade-based in offering technological innovation in maritime education and training. He graduated magna cum laude at the University of Cebu with a degree in marine engineering. He eventually worked for the Norwegian Ship Owner Association Alpha program as a marine engineering for 10 years, and rightfully earned his status as chief engineer at the young age of 25.
Ladies and gentlemen, our first speaker for the afternoon session. Help us welcome Chief Engineer Efren de la Sena Jr.
Good afternoon all. Just waiting for my presentation. By the way, my name is Efren de la Sena Jr. Sorry for the technical glitch. The presentation is really ready. So, by the way, my name is Efren de la Sena Jr. I'm the father of SuperCity. SuperCity stands for Sea University, where we believe that learning should be mostly done at sea. Okay. So, Before we start the presentation, we would like to show you something. Can you play? So, on 2008, first revolution.
So I saw this on the side of the streets
Till further notice, I will speak of the iPad, sir.
What you want to see from the down, sir?
No, sir, we're not Americans. Maybe my conditions.
So, we have one question that arises. Is this technologically possible? Would you like to answer? Is it possible that Iron Man in 2008 predicted really that VR and AR is the way of the future? So, but before we start, is how did it all begin? On the 19th century, the first thing that would happen was a panoramic view. 19th century was the first thing when people started to visualize that panoramics is the wave of the future of virtual realities and augmentation of reality. On 1838, the stereoscopic photos and viewers, if you remember, yung ginagano natin, those are the inventions. Like, I forgot, I have one of that when I was like around 7 years old or 3 years old. It's a flipboards, it's a stereoscopic photo view. So in 1850, it's called a sensorama, or Martin Healy, where everything, where taste buds, sight, smell, everything was there, and it's called incantations. No? So everything is there. And eventually, the sort of Damocles was 1968. Imagine if we're using this technology now just to learn on virtual realities. But 1969 was the birth of the word virtual reality. So Myron Gruber is still a computer graphics artist who told about artificial virtual realities. But we always know that NASA always comes up in play. 20 years ahead, technology always grasps with NASA. In 1989, NASA Water Crystal River Engineering. There are a lot of things happened from 1989 to create the NASA adoption of the virtual reality, to train astronauts on how to become competent in working with the virtual environment. Kasi they have to train before they have to go on space. But on 2012, one of the richest guys who was only 19 years old invented Oculus Rift. Luckily, Farmer launched a Kickstarter campaign, Oculus Rift, which raised $2.4 million. And who do you think really jumpstart or kickstarted virtual reality? Again, it was Facebook. Facebook bought Oculus Rift for $2 billion for its name itself and the technology. That's why there's a new technology called the Oculus Rift and the Oculus Quest, where these technologies are now being sold in one of the fastest selling markets. They sold 2 million Oculus Quest headset in a period of 2 weeks. One of the fastest sales in Amazon, and a pre-order of 46 million for the upcoming 2025. This technology is 216 billion by 2025. And we are glad that we have started working on it. So, what are its applications? There are really lots of things about education, sports, retail, charity, sports, marketing, recruitment, development, automation. But we all stand, and as a former marine engineer on board, this is where we are going. It's called the maritime industry. So, what's happening with the maritime industry? MOL has announced development of the Mariner Safety Education paddle goggles which uses VR technology created by the Senesaku Co. Limited. K-Line, LNG, has talked about 30 simulation tools developed by Propel. This company users for training crew on board, which is currently being done. We will show you some sample videos how it's going to go. Next, Carnival Cruises has opened a simulator and maritime training called CS Mat in Almere to provide maritime training using virtual reality. MacGregor, one of the leading hydraulic simulator hydraulic manufacturers, has already engaged facility in Adrenal, Norway, which houses a training academy, includes a purpose-built virtual reality showroom for simulations and training. But what is IMO doing? 4 years ago, when we were presenting together again with Captain Yoran and Admiral Santos, we talked about autonomous ships, virtual reality, and AR. It should have been the Philippines who was the one during the IMO convention on the subcommittee on human element training on May 11, 2018. But it never paved way. Why? Korea introduced the virtual reality-based simulations for crew training and analysis on functional requirements. So they created a system of ships, a system of people using virtual realities. So it should be us, but eventually it never paved way. So maybe that's it. Maybe Filipinos need to grasp this technology because this is really emerging. Actually, when we were in Cebu presenting the partners with Chanel, Avoid Islam, Real Estate, and Juderma, we will show you some of the things that we're really working on. On paragraph 3 of this IMO resolution, there is what you call apply to various seeker training in SCCW because it fits with SCCW regulation 12. So, if I were to train an AR and VR for training prior actual work, ibig sabihin, prior actual work. Okay? So what is the international maritime industry looking into? It's called VR. And it's called AR. And IMO is leading the way. And I hope the Philippines is looking into this one. That's why we have a series of sets that are currently working on the things that you can see there. It's developed by Filipinos. I have 56 interns on my hand. And we can develop a ship in a period of 1 week. Because of what we call standard systems of ISOs. So let's define first what's VR and AR. VR is an interactive computer-generated experience taking place in a simulated environment. Ibig sabihin, binago po lahat. Everything is changed. Next is AR, bringing components of the digital world into a person's perception of the real world and thus not a simple display of data. AR now is being used for technologies. VR now is being used for technologies. Since MOL and Korea is doing it, 1 year ago, we launched Cybersecurity and created a certain platform. So what did MAAP do? So we cannot show it here, but we have those things that we will get somebody here to really look into what is AR. It's called VR plus e-learning, where students can really look into some objects. That's MAAP, and currently we have a partnership with the Philippine PMMA. We just been there. Tomorrow is the graduation of PMMA together with Secretary Tugade, and this is what they have. he signed the contract 2 days before his death, and we were really glad. That's why we call the ship MV VR Ritual. So we were really, and now Sir Abalan has already vouched that they will continue the project with PMMA for a period of 1 year, and now we have an extension office in PMMA to fully convey the program into the inspirations of PMMA as a leading school of the Philippines also. Another one is this one. So this is using virtual reality overhauling system created. Because if you imagine a school, if you have 600 cadets, and ENSA always asks proficiency and competence, how can you assess 600 cadets in overhauling a pump? Meaning each cadet should be able to overhaul a pump. And I can vouch that no school can do the assessment because each assessment is composed around, when we're developing an assessment, it's around 30 minutes. 30 minutes times 600, so eventually that's a lot of time to take during the conduct of assessment for what we call this conferment of assessment, conferment of education. The CMO clearly states that CHED is working with conferment of education, so that's why we automated the system with the Philippine Merchant Academy. But we never stop there. So we always go with Abuelis Jensen. Abuelis Jensen was the first one who really believed in the project. So this is what they have done. This is what we have done together with Captain Duran last week. So this is a full-scale ship.
In this training, you will familiarize the vessel's area and safety signages. Your primary objective is to locate the emergency symbols, emergency procedure posters, and firefighting symbols. You can press the tab key to view the objectives after this briefing. Please be guided accordingly to your objectives. Good hunting.
So this is like a game. It has a specific task listed. It's an actual scale on the map. This vessel is called MCC Baganes. It's docked in the Bureau of Manila. And this is a full 3D system software. Next is Fastcat. Fastcat is a visionary company together with Ma'am Pastrana. When they saw that the international fleet was working together, we were together in Thailand, and eventually we won a prize to present in the International Ferry Convention in London to present the technology in the Philippines. We really wish that it will be supported by the Philippine government. One, you cannot do fire on board Fastcat ferries. We're currently working on simulating overhauling with the same thing with Yanmar engines and any engine that even the propellers is virtual and everything. But we burn the ship of Mama Sana then using virtual reality because she does not want a fire and insurance is very expensive. So what did Revla ask us to do? Revla organized this event. We told them that we will present something that is way above the future, which is called the ME engine. So we scaled it like 1:1 inch of the diameter, 1 to 1 inch on a scale. So as you can see, this is the latest version, which is called the hyper-realistic textures. And eventually, when we put students and people, Amadis just said Cardiff, Neil will talk to you about who are sending their people there, because we wanted them, like we have the C1s and MEC, MEB, everything regarding that one. So we can overhaul the whole thing, create X-rays and everything. But Revtra wanted more, so we give Revtra more. So this was created. It's called a hand gesture based VR system. So it does not use a controller and everything. It uses the hand. You can test it there. Uses the hand for electrical components. Thank you, Miron, for Vision MFI. So we will be working with MFI on the ETO programs for still on the talks, but really we're going there for manufacturing. So as you can see, it's 80% closest and nearest to the actual thing. We can draw any possible object that you want, as long as there is a manual and there is a photo. We can create hyper-realistic objects using textures and blended systems. So you can use the screwdriver, everything, but you can see there's no screwdriver. So you can really do something about it. We just want the screwdriver. Kasi pag nalaglag ng screwdriver, hanggang baba talaga sir, because we're using actual physics. So it's called a drop motion technique. So it's actual physics, so that's why some of our programmers, so I would like to name one of the youngest programmers that we have. All of them, they are really into this. This is the future technology that we are having. So as you can see, you can lift the PLC, move it around, check it, and everything that is possible. So I hope that seafarers really see the view on this one. And I know, if you wanted to try it, it's there. So I'm just replacing the whole thing. Okay. So we, as Silver City and PCI is also an authorized representative of Kongsberg simulators. I was working with Kongsberg for developing assessments and examinations. And this is the thing that we're currently working on Silver City remote e-learning systems.
In this tutorial, we will be learning about the operation of purifiers, but our focus is on fuel oil. There are two fully automatic fuel oil separators in this system. Through the separator supply pumps, the oil is taken from the fuel oil storage tanks, fuel settling tanks, and service tanks for discharge into settling tank and service tanks. This system is also capable for separating low sulfur system based on the new regulation.
So currently wise, where we're working with Kongsberg is to promote the online MSc, which reduces the time of seafarers for almost 50 to 45%. And the training shall be conducted on board using this type of system. Where people will just go on board, study this one, go to Revtra, and eventually just go for practical assessment, simulations, testing, and it's using formatives. It's called gamified learning. Neil will be talking about that one, HRP. He will be talking about that one. So actually we don't use multiple choice anymore. It's called gamified education. Gamified education is like, we will show you later, where we'll be working with Avoidis Jepsen, and if ever we're looking into partners with some shipping companies. So really, do you see where it's really going? So another one is we're currently working, I hope Captain Yoran will be working with us. Avoidis is always very cooperative. No? We were together with Captain Yoran 4 years ago, and still together we envision the future of the maritime industry because he really loves the Filipinos. Also Captain John. Imagine foreign people love the Philippines so much that they wanted the Philippines to grow. So 360 cloud points or point clouds are generally produced on 3D scanners. We're currently working on this one. We have one plant that we're currently working on. Number of points, external surfaces. So this is called a point cloud system. It's not a 3D version of it, but it's called a point cloud system. So a point cloud is you can access anywhere as long as there is internet. Okay, this is one of the geothermal plants that we're currently working. The TV has spring, Mauban. There are a lot of applications in this one. So this is online only. This is an actual 360-degree scan of a reconstructed geothermal plant. So you can move around, check the points, actual scale. This is the future of education. Because what we really believe is people learn when they visually see it, and as much as possible when they can touch it, and it's in haptics. So those points are called point clouds. So as you can see, you can really move around, check on things, and even load what's there. So that's linked to the YouTube. You can create examinations and everything. So you can watch the video using the internet only. So we are the ones currently working on this point cloud system. And we offer ships that we wanted to have point clouds also.
One more slide.
Thank you. So the other thing is called the point cloud system, where we really jot points and everything. So this is all a 360 view where you can see what's the main part and everything. So it's fully. Can you view this in your mobile phone? Yes. It's easier than have this one if the company engages to have virtual reality on their mobile phones, because we always believe that the system of the future, if it's not on your mobile phone, it's never about the future. So probably text messages will be received by glasses, using augmented reality glasses, which is currently Epson and Microsoft, the Magic Leap is also doing. So you can check. So imagine bago siya sumampa, and he really knows stuff about it. This reduces the familiarization, especially with engineers. And ladies and gentlemen, this is really the future of education. If the Filipinos will not grasp to this technology, and probably university sells the technology to a foreign, it comes back to the Philippines and it's very expensive. And we were almost bought, and we stayed, survived, and eventually some angels came in, thanks to leadership group of companies. They really believe, foreign companies, Avoidis Johnson, they do Android also, who are pushing. Sabihin, don't sell. Kasi the goal really is access to every student in every school in the Philippines. That's the goal. Because when I was teaching, imagine teaching 2D. 2D is so hard to teach. Drawing lang, hindi mo alam gaano kalaki, gan. And I know we would like to ask some seafarers if this is really true, if this is will change. So the benefits of the emerging technology based on our research, which won the Best International Paper presented in Thailand, is high mobility and open structure. It was really high open structure, unlimited possibilities and adaptation and arrangement, a very cost-efficient solution. It's quite simple. You don't need to buy an actual. No school. By the way, there is no school in the Philippines owns an actual ME engine, except for Masaysa MOL. And still, there are two cylinders. And you cannot run it. And imagine if you send a training for those types of equipment at a very big example, piston overhauling. The first word that always pops up in the IMO model course is what you call safety during the conduct of training. Isn't VR the most safest way before it's called a pre-training system? Because in this system, we can always repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat. until you get the point. That's how cost efficient it is. Next, the high fidelity of image visualization. It's really high. We always believe that visual transfer is the key knowledge. Visual immersion is key to competence. It's really, when people look at it, see it, they can really feel it. An emerging method of assessment system. We hope that our assessment system will go from shifted into 2D typing, because eventually when I was developing assessments together with the national government, when we were asked is the most common problems why seafarers fail the exam is because of piping diagrams. The ships, they have different piping diagrams. Even the color coding in ISO, if you look at ISO, there is no standard ISO color coding. It varies from company to company. Okay? So back to the question. So is this technologically possible? Yung Iron Man kanina. Tama ba? Is it possible? Yes. What is lacking is support and technological partners to spread to other centers and schools. That's why we're asking your support. If you please work on something to promote VR, because the Filipinos is one of the largest suppliers of competent seafarers. We compose almost 43%. Before we end, this is what's our inspiration. Tell me when I forget. Read, understanding. Show me and I remember. Involve me and I will understand. That's why interactive gaming solutions is the way for the future. Ladies and gentlemen, we are University, and thank you very much.
That is a quite powerful talk from Chief Engineer De La Serna Jr.
Yes, that's the future of maritime education and training. If you involve me, I will understand. And for our next speaker, he is the General Manager for Jackson's Competency.
Let's hear from Captain Ran Nafto.
Good afternoon. Yes, while we're waiting for the presentation, the new regulation related to low sulfur will be enforced by January 1, 2020. The total cost to fully implement the low sulfur is estimated cost around $240 billion. 240 billion US dollars. The shipping industry are presently carrying around the world all the goods. Basically 90% of all the goods is transported by ships. The biggest wake-up call for the shipping industry is actually the new low sulfur implementation. Imagine 7% of all oil used in the world is used by the ships. 7%. That means around 3.4 million barrels a day. It's already established a lot of ecozones around the world, and on top of that, it will have the new low sulfur, would include the whole world. Previously, the ecozone had 1% sulfur. Now, it's 0.1. So the PR, the Pollution Prevention and Response Organization within IMO. They have regular meetings, and the whole industry now more or less panicking because everybody have sit still and wait. Now the shipping companies start getting panicking, same with the oil makers. The different flag states have concerns. The P&I clubs have concerns. I have attended several events, New York, Norway, related to the low sulfur, and they really now shaking. So, you see all the new regulations are being implemented lately, and the last one you see, it's the low sulfur limits, effective January 1, 2020. So, around 58,000 ships are affected, and 31% of the international trade vessels have already ordered scrubbers. We'll come later back to what means of the scrubbers. So only 1% of the ships have planned for using alternative fuels, and that's mainly LNG. Here you see the difference. Only 12 ships with methanol, 188 LNG fuel vessels, and they are mainly small vessels. Typically feeders, containers, oil can vessels, domestic vessels. And also a few have started with battery, especially in the cruise industry. Domestic ferries, but it's not suitable for cruise carrier. The battery package takes too much space and have a heavy weight. So, what is the concern? The availability of the low sulfur fuel. That's a big concern. You can imagine all the oil bunkers traders, they have barges today, and now they also have to provide the high sulfur fuel for those with scrubbers, and in addition they also have to deliver the low sulfur fuel. So there is no barge capacity available in the world. Panama Channel says they are lacking around 50% of the available barges to supply the demand only in the Panama Channel. And one more important thing, adaptability of the ship and the crew, lack of training, lack of understanding. That's one concern, especially from IMO. It's also from the P&I Club. Quality of fuel leading to safety conditions. We will come back to details about that. Enforcement. Make sure the US Coast Guard will implement and enforce this from day one, even January 1, 2020. And they will find a vessel who breaching the regulations with approximately 100,000 USD per day for violation. The only concern is the cost of fuels. Per today, the cost is about 40% higher than existing fuel. The estimated cost when this is fully implemented is around $100 per ton for the low sulfur fuel. are the regulations who are affected by the fuel regulations, and everyone who are operating fuel engineers, masters, should go in deep and look at all the regulations. Not all are covered in the company SMS manuals. You need to carefully look into all of these regulations. You have definition of the different fuels. Ship implementation plan is also regulated by IMO. Impact of fuel and machinery systems. Verification issues and control mechanisms and actions. What that means? Each flag state have to have their own control system in place to check compliance with the new regulations. I give one example. Norway, they use drones. They use sniffers underneath bridges, and they already have a few vessels who have been affected by these controls. Fuel not availability. Smaller ports all over the world will not be able to provide this new low sulfur fuel, and that also impact on the planning. Possible safety implementation related to the fuel oil with low sulfur is also a concern, especially from the P&I class. Enforcement, if you are not compliant, not an exemption, and they need to be supported by evidence. So meaning if there are no availability of the low sulfur fuel, you need to follow a system and have the necessary evidence. As the commander of the US Coast Guard said, without any evidence, you will be treated as you have violated and will be fined out thereafter. And by March 2020, no ship are allowed to have this high sulfur fuel on board. So it's not about only using it, but also carrying it is prohibited. So what happens if compliant fuel have been found to be non-compliant after loading? You have to have the evidence. This is what I ordered, this was what I received, and you have to justify your actions. Means that you need to know what to do, how to do, and how to justify it. So they have to define a fuel oil non-availability report in case you cannot, if the fuel is not available. And there are a lot of details to be complied with. And there are also safety concerns, and again, both from shipping companies, from the P&I clubs, they have concerns related to this low sulfur fuel. Testing is ongoing, and there are concerns related to the low sulfur fuels. Stability of blended fuel oil. This is a fuel who is blended, being mixed. And if you mix fuel, it can be unstable. Probability including new tests and methods appropriate for future fuels. There are testing of fuels. The laboratories are now working hard to try to find out how they're going to do it and retest later on, just to make sure there is no change during after bunkering. Cold flow is a risk of wax in the fuel. You can clog the filters and the pipes. The acid number, the flash point. Flash point is essential for the engine to perform. Ignition, quality, defines. So most of the safety issues are actually more handling issues without having the crew trained for all this risk. To put the whole ship in dangerous, risk of blackout, grounding in worst case, and damage of engine or parts of the engine. There are standards for this fuel, and the people who order the fuel should be aware of the standard. The crew on board need also to know about the standard, otherwise you will end up in a risk. There are requirements in SONAS related to flash point, so there is a lot of regulations to be followed. Ship operators' concerns, positive cold flow, ignition, stability, sulfur compliance, water, flash point, could be affected. The important problem already, we have heavy sludge deposit, solidification, oxidation, corrosion, worn out stuck fuel pumps, combustion. So a lot of issues are all related how we handle it and how good are our crew trained. Fuel supplier planning to limit loose focus on stability, cold flow, temperatures, flame low, flash point, ignition, poor quality of blend stocks. Technical considerations, number of tanks. There's a lot of now ship owner now putting the vessels into dry dock. They split the existing tanks to be able to carry the required fuel. And the reason is you should never mix two types of low sulfur fuel. Segregation of boundaries, fuel management practice, crew knowledge, bunker to empty tank only. This required a lot of planning to comply with the requirements. So if you have two, for example, two fuel who is compliant, when you mix them, you can risk the sulfur is above the requirements. That's one of the risks. And consequences heavy. Consequently, sludge deposit in fuel system, blocked filter, restricted flow, damage to purifiers, and irregular combustion profile. There's a lot of risk related to these new regulations. So a bunker strategy had to be changed due to these new regulations. Segregation, commingling plan, compatibility checks. So meaning, never use a fuel bunker before you receive the analysis report. Otherwise, you are at risk of being non-compliance and also risk for your equipment as well. So, fuel stability and flash point, know your blend stock. Segregation policies are key. Cold flow properties, ambient temperature heating. We have to carefully follow the instruction from the check of the fuel, viscosity and density variability. So already today we have good providers of fuels or suppliers, and it's even more important with this new regulation. You make sure your supplier are qualified to deliver, and you should check also their system or their quality system. So there are a few items related to the fuel supplier, and that also requires those sitting and order the fuel to do the check. It's not much the ship crew can do about this. And by the regulation of IMO, you also have to have a ship implementation plan. And that should be ready in due time. You have an action plan, compliance with the MARPOL, and the implementation plan. A lot of shipping companies now already starting the planning. And when they start the planning, they discover all the issues. And remember, all the crew joining the vessel on a 6-month contract, that means July 1, they need to know what to do. As we see here, the ship implementation plan needs to have a risk assessment and mitigation plans, fuel system, tank cleaning, procurement, make agreements, how and where to buy compliant fuel or changeover plan, critical as well. And there's a lot of new things here. And it's a lot more difficult than in the past. Fuel capacity and segregation capability, you already know that's an issue for a lot of vessels. Documentation and reporting. So if the crew don't fail to do their documentation and the reporting, the risk of getting detained in the port and getting a fine is huge. So, issues related to use of sulfur compliant fuel, technical capability, compatibility, handling, and the crew preparedness. Looking into the available training in the Philippines, just a few weeks ago, the first player offered this kind of training. And there are a lot of Filipino seafarers who need to be trained before they go aboard. Otherwise, you put the ship owner in a risk. So it's actually the ship owner's responsibility to make sure you have crew with the right competence and the right training. We have safety risk, segregation procedure, compatibility testing, changeover procedure, and ideally this changeover procedure should be checked and verified before we implement. We come to constructions, machinery performance. There are examples of very poor performance with using some of the low sulfur fuel. Still, the fuel makers are testing the fuel, and the long-term consequences for the ship and the machinery is unknown. So all the details related to the implementation plan have to be known by all who are a part of the engine room crew. So who's the stakeholder here? IMO, ship owners, will also have an effect on the charter, the term and condition of the charter. Who is responsible? Normally the charter provides fuel. How can we guarantee that the charter have comply with the rules? Who is responsible in case of wrong fuel are on board, provided by the charter? What happens if you cannot use all the fuel from previous charter to the next charter, and you should not mix it? So I think we will see a lot of changes in the charter parties, and for sure both charter and the ship owner try to protect themselves. The feeler is, we have the drug administration, how they're going to check it, how they're going to make sure it's compliance, storage and barges. Remember, all the storage and barges have to be clean between providing high sulfur fuel and low sulfur fuel. And you have investor and you have a class. And the class, actually the first one who started looking into this. And there are different class societies who are now providing expensive advisory to the ship owners. So you can ask the class to provide you with a risk assessment. They will do everything for you. It's costly. But the best to know the ship's machinery, the equipment on board is actually the crew. So the crew need to be trained. Yeah, we have technical and operation gauges. We have risk of leakage. We have also the boiler. It's not only the engine. What will be the effect? Filtering system is also an issue. Certification and clarification. This will totally change the engine crew's way of working. You have fuel transfer pump, maybe also a risk of clogging. Viscosimeter, heaters and coolers can be affected. Tank arrangement. All the tanks have to be cleaned in due time before January 1, 2020. You can imagine 58,000 ships to be cleaned, and all the residues, the dirty oily water, have to be sent to a shore facility. Do you think there are barges all over the world to handle this? If everybody is sitting down and waiting up to December 2019, I think we will see a lot of vessels staying at anchorage for a long, long time. Cylinder oil, feed rates, increased blockage, the whole fuel system, pump drains, fuel pumps. You will see a lot of these issues coming up with the new fuel. It's not listed up as a list, it's already experienced these challenges with it, during the testing. So are the ship system ready for it? A lot of ship is not ready for it. Charters and owners, choice of supplier, there's still a lot of dirty players in the supply market, and it can be costly to choose a dirty player in this market. True understanding, again, manage fuel change, communication and training. So how many are trained so far in this issue in the Philippines? I believe it's less than 30. And review fuel procedures. Even you make a plan, you probably have to revise the procedures with experience. All those things, glow point, glow filter, plug-in points, pure point, all have to be known by the crew what to do when you have a situation coming up, what to do. And during testing, there have been a lot of issues where the truck owners have earned a lot. So when you come to full implementation, I think we will see a lot of issues around the world. I talked earlier about documentation, fuel samples, how to do it, how to store it, how long to store it. They are extremely important you have the evidence. Otherwise you put the ship owner in risk. If this is not done properly, all go back to the ship owner. Evidence, again, know your fuel. That's the key to make sure you do the right thing. So make sure the supplier also sign on the samples, is done properly, stored properly, and actually the US Coast Guard advice, don't put it in an open area and let it stay. You should have a key, lock it properly, and make sure you have nobody can touch or touch the sample. It can be a risky operation. A lot of shipping companies have already started the cleaning, most of them using riding crew. For a Panamax bulker, they estimated the time to clean the tanks depend on how long it's since the last cleaning. It will take probably around 6 days. And who shoulder that cost? For sure the ship owner. A lot of them using cleaning additives for 6 to 12 months. It's only 6.5 months left, so it's in due time for those who haven't started, and very few have started. And clean out manually. Most of the shipping company goes for the last portion. As you can see, a lot of the ship owners have been waiting and hoping for an extension by IMO on this implementation. Not going to happen. Here's an example of a ship implementation plan. As I already mentioned, the class assisting the ship owner on this, and for sure they take their huge fees. Attending several seminars related to this new implementation of the low sulfur, my clear advice, if you're representing a manning or shipping company, I will definitely start training myself before I send them on board. Thank you very much.
Well, a remarkable talk from Captain Diagnostic. Another round of applause for Captain Diagnostic.
Live wishes for SOFA 2020 performance. For next speaker, his recent land-based work experience was here on behalf of the Training and Development Officer of the Corporation, Maritime Aviation of the Philippines Incorporated. The scope of his responsibility includes monitoring the academic performance, such as character building, develop and conduct an assessment, develop enhancement training, conduct external audits to all affiliated schools, coordinating the needs of shipping companies and clients. He's also in charge of monitoring the shipboard training and lastly, monitoring and implementing the company's specific policies and other regulatory requirements both for local and international. Also, our training manager for aircraft, please welcome Engineer Benito Honda Jr.
Thank you. And good afternoon to all. So, how are we holding right now? I know it's the lazy hours of the day, so I'll just make this as quite as simple. So, for this afternoon, I will be presenting the higher retention promotion. So, with this, we are heading for the 2020 and beyond. So the agenda for this is I'm gonna explain to you or show you the relevance of this. Second is how does it work? Third, the benefit. And lastly, what is the impact? For every presentation, we have to start with why. So as presently stated with the representative from Marina, Attorney Joy Banay, there is a trend and opportunity. So for the projected shortage of officers for next year, there is by approximate 92,000. And 5 years from now, it will be approximately 147,500 officers. So we have to check the geographic location of the seafarers as also presented earlier. So the ship owner's choice of seafarers are Philippines, India, China, Russia, Ukraine, Indonesia, Romania, and Bulgaria. And this comprises the top 5. So as you can see there, Philippines has almost or more than 100% more from the succeeding seafarers, including China and India. But China possesses the highest number of officers. But for the Philippines, we have the most ratings. So with that, if the surplus is what we are aiming is, we have a lot of supply, really. But we have to check, does our quantity varies with quality? So I'm going to show you something, the concerns in hiring. So first, the supply of officers. So mainly, we can have access to online, some recruitment hub, such as Calao, and other marketing hubs. And the second is the competence of the officers, adaptability of the new system, physical and medical conditions, in which kahit sabihin natin na napaka-competent na ni seafarer, if he is not that physically fit, then hindi pa rin siya ma-board sa shipping. So, the fifth is the final interview of utilization of wages. So, this contributes the time and resources. So, talking about the concern 1, 2, and 3, supply contributes the largest percentage that we should cite. So yun yung paghahanap ng tao. And if we manage to find candidates, the question is their competence. And it requires a lot of resources to conduct the process. And the third could be interrelated with number two. We have to identify abilities to analyze suitability. So this comprises the 70% of the process. So here is the concern. So competence right now is considered the major concern in hiring. As famously quoted by the granddaddy of quality, Kaoru Ishikawa says that quality control starts and ends with training. Training na naman. So as a seafarer, hindi tayo nawawala ng training. And even the ship owners and money agencies, parati natin naririnig yung training. But the question is, the one who pays for the training, are you satisfied how they have learned? So for seaman, first, yung dilemma or the concern is it will choose the time of modification. Di ba, mas mataas yung kontrata natin sa barko compared to the vacation. Plus, the succeeding the training pa. And second is, how much will it cost? I have asked by approximately 200 seafarers, and I asked them, are you willing to pay for your own training if it's not mandatory? And almost 80% of that, they says no. They don't invest for that. Mainly because they says if that is for the benefit of the operation of the vessel, it should be the shipping or the money who provides that. But they don't think of it that they are investing for themselves, isn't it? They could even afford to buy the latest iPhone, the latest MUX, the cars, and all those luxuries, in which the money that came from that is based on their profession. They don't invest for themselves with regards to their profession. Second is redundant and boring. Ganon at ganon naman. As is. And all I mean is the certificate. Certificate na yung hinahanap eh. And all of this contributes to lack of interest. So pag sisiman, wala na sa interest yung sa training. So definitely, it will greatly affect on their learning. So yun yung attributes na dapat i-improve din natin. Kasi I've been sailing also for almost 15 years, and I have to admit also that perception when it comes to if my crew manager or my training manager would ask, oh, sir, you are scheduled for training pag bumaba ka na. So meaning, nasa onboard ka pa, may schedule ka na for training. So same sentiments. Same sentiments nito. Consumes time for vacation. So what we do here is we let them realize the importance of it. First, we provide diagnostic exam. Because with this, each candidate will given the full competence of assessment to know whether he or she is not capable of. So a lot of seafarers coming on our site, they says that I have 15 years of experience or more than, and I am certificated with this type of competence. So I am confident enough to say that I can deliver. But my question is, are you willing to undergo such assessment? They said no. And firstly, confidence is. So, second, if they have been undergone with the diagnostic, the assessment output will be evaluated by the qualified assessor. And the third is, we provide statistics. This is one key to perform, to improve the candidate. Because this gap analysis will identify which certain competence that this candidate needs to improve. He doesn't have to take all of those listed trainings as per provided by our training manager. We can prioritize. Lalo-lalo na po sa mga shipping na meron tayong budget allocated. So with that kind of budget, we have to identify ano lang talaga yung kailangan. So if you have statistics, mas madali yun. So I'm going to show you later how we present the result. So for the feedback, based on the gap analysis, we provide recommendations based on the output of assessment. And lastly, send the candidate for training if necessary. So with this procedure, we can just identify the candidate who will be sent for this specific training. And based on this diagnostic, they come to realize na yes, I have to undergo this training. So parang inamin na nila mismo na they lack on a certain competence. So hindi na tayo nagbabangayan na hindi ka competent eh. So objective evidence yung pinapakita natin. And with the gap analysis, that will help me improve themselves and also provide competency for the field. So as mentioned by Chief Engineer de la Serna, they are our software provider when it comes to this e-learning or the online TRD lab. So we don't use this MCE or the multiple choice exam, mainly because sometimes if you just choose the letter and not the answer, so we tend to just inculcate in our mind that the answer of this question is letter A and not the specific answer. So we have this drag and drop, application of parts, and gamified interaction. So this includes practical demonstration through the use of simulators and provide technology or use the technology available to make it more interesting. So pag na-raise up natin yung interest ni candidate, so yung learning would greatly relate. So this is how we provide the result. So if the candidate undergo an assessment, the list of the competence is shown in the bottom left. And in here, the pie shows each function, and there is a graph. So meaning on the second last red dot, it shows that this is the only competence that this candidate needs to train. And it shows that competence 1, 4, and 3 is good enough to execute some task. So, doon pa lang po, na-identify na natin. So, we already save a lot of resources, including time and money. So, this is how we gauge the intellectual knowledge and technical skills. So, at the first glance, ma-identify na natin kagad kung ano yung dapat. So the process is this. So who can benefit this program? So REFTRA will do the full assessment of competence, provide gap analysis, and recommend any training if necessary. Then it will be the company to decide if he will let the candidate go for a certain training. So the company reputation would greatly increase because there is less accident due to you have employed competent seafarers. And of course, for the seafarers, yung career development is magiging active. So hindi tayo magiging stagnant. And of course, pag maging competent po tayo sa mga bagay na yan, so the trust level of our officers and the ship owners is nandun. So yung employment rate natin is positive. So this is how the retention and promotion also benefit. So there is a knowledge upgrade, save time, save cost, career growth, and attrition rate. So these are the most important thing the managing agencies or ship owners really need to have. What's the impact for this? So we managed to equate quality over quantity. So I have to leave you with this. We have to find your X to understand why. So sino mga may X na dito? And of course, meron tayong mga ayaw na natin balikan. So that's the level of understanding that we take.
That was an insightful talk from our very own training manager, Engineer Leonilo Undag Jr.
Thank you very much, Sir Neil. Round of applause, please. We try to make some adjustment. We're going to proceed with our next speaker. Our next speaker graduated with a degree of Bachelor's of Science in Biology from Central Escolar University in Angola, Manila. He obtained his Doctor of Medicine's degree in the Our Lady of Fatima University College of Medicine. Our next speaker is a diplomate of Philippine College of Occupational Medicine. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome Dr. Marcos Cesar Alejandro.
Good afternoon to everyone, and I am very thankful and privileged for being invited as one of your guest speaker for this symposium on the maritime awareness. I think this morning and even this afternoon, we have been talking about so many things about the technology and many things on the maritime. But this time, we will be I will be giving you some of the important topics all about the health and the wellness of our seafarer. So bago po sila sumampa ng barko, kailangan po nilang magpa-medical. Hindi tawag natin pre-employment medical examinations. And the next 20 minutes, I will be presenting some of the common pre-employment medical conditions that we usually encounter in our medical clinic. By the way, I'm also representing our maritime clinic, the International Maritime Clinic, which is just located beside the Manila Cathedral. And also the Philippine College of Occupational Medicine, since I am one of the active member and big roommate of this society. Ito po ay isang samahan ng mga doktor na ang layunin ay ang gawing malusog ang isang workplace. At syempre, kasama na rin po dito ang ating mga seafarer because they are also our workforce and including the ship or the vessel, the marine vessel, which is their workplace. First of all, we would like to give the important points on how the pre-employment medical examination for our seafarers would play an important role for their welfare. Presented here are some of the reasons why a complete pre-medical examination should be conducted prior to our seafarers' duty. Pre-employment medical examination enables us to choose a healthy population of seafarers to join the vessel. Kasi po, pag nasa barko na sila, I know some of them would last 3 or even 9 months. There's no hospital. We only have the medical kit available to give to our seafarers, especially when the health condition arises. Kaya po importante na makapili tayo ng mga seafarers na healthy po sila for them to be to have so that we can have a healthy population of workers in the ship. It also enables us to assess the mental and the psychological ability of our seafarers, especially when they relate to their co-workers or when they respond to different stress and being also experiencing the solitude or being alone away from their family for many number of months. Yung po bang pagiging isang seafarer ay stressful? Nakaka-stress din ba ang pagiging isang seafarer? Yes. Especially kapag malayo kayo sa inyong pamilya. Isa rin yan sa mga health factors na tinitingnan natin. Stress is also considered as one of the health factors. Also, one way of ensuring the safety of the work environment, especially on issues arising from illegal drugs and alcoholism, since the drug testing and alcohol test is part of the pre-employment medical examination. And also the concern on the public safety, because there are also some diseases or communicable diseases that can be identified in our seafarers. Kaya kailangan matreat natin. Ano ba yung mga usually mga infectious diseases na pwede natin ma-identify sa kanila by undergoing the pre-employment medical examination, one of which is the pulmonary tuberculosis. Because we are conducting chest x-ray, then doon makikita po natin yung ilang mga chest, yung mga findings natin, one of which would be tuberculosis. Since I don't have much time to present all the problems that we're encountering, especially the medical problem of the seafarers, I just make a summary of the important or common problems that we encounter together with the different procedures. X-ray, usually we encounter pulmonary tuberculosis, pneumonia or pneumonitis. Ultrasound, the issues on kidney stones, renal stones, gallbladder stones or polyps, fatty liver, as well as enlargement of the prostate. And urinalysis, urinary tract infection or hematuria, blood in the urine, as well as some of the blood chemistry results like dyslipidemia, diabetes mellitus, hyperuricemia, which could lead to gouty arthritis. Pag po gouty arthritis, hindi na makakakilo sa barko, pwede maging cause ng medical repatriation. As well as some of the serologic testing for hepatitis, HIV, and terminal infections. Now, this is the continuation. We also have eye examinations like error of refractions. We can identify this. okay, color blindness, as well as ear examination, identifying hearing loss through audiometry and impacted cerumen, as well as ECG and treadmill stress test to evaluate for the cardiac conditions, and spirometry involving to find out the functions of the lungs, if there are any problem with, let's say, pulmonary obstruction or restriction or both. Physical examination like masses, yung mga makakapang mga bukol sa ating sa mga seafarers natin. Hemorrhoids through rectal examination. Kaya sana po lahat ng medical clinic ginagawa natin ang rectal exam. And other signs like hypertension, obesity, na pwede po natin malaman by getting the vital signs of the patient like the blood pressure as well as the BMI or the body mass index. And psychological examination to assess the mental health status. Now, we will go with some of the common medical conditions that we encounter in our clinic, particularly in Windsor Maritime Clinic. Ito po, napaka-obvious po nito. Nakikita natin yan sa lahat ng seafarers. Okay? Obesity. Halos araw-araw po ay may mga nagpapamedical. Pagpasok pa lang sa room ng clinic, makikita natin kaagad yung mga obese natin, mga seafarers. Okay? Obesity is one of our concern because excess of body fats, which is obesity, can be associated with many complications. Kahit siguro well-trained itong seafarer na ito, pero kailangan din mag-focus din tayo sa medical aspect na yung kanyang health conditions. Okay? Almost every day we are seeing somehow BMI of 30 and below siguro. And even once a week naman, we are seeing 35 or 40 BMI. Imagine that, napakalaki na po niya. Hindi ko alam kung sa pinto ng ship ay magkakasya pa siya. Okay? What is BMI? So BMI, or the body mass index, ayan. So this is the parameter that we use in order to assess for obesity. This is computed as a kilogram per meter square. At ito po yung table showing us the different levels of obesity or types of obesity. Ito po, medyo malinaw po ito kasi naka-identify po yung iba't ibang klase ng obesity and their BMI. And what is the significance of this? Because there are many complications of obesity. It can affect us, the seafarers, and this is a systematic form of affectation. Okay? This can be diagnosed by the pre-employment medical exam, and those who have been diagnosed with obesity must undergo weight reduction. Kasi minsan po ang mga seafarer natin, based on experience, magda-diet lang sila pag sila po ay magme-medical na. Diba? Magja-jogging na. Bakit? Minsan may makakitbahay din po ako ng mga seafarer. Sabi ko nila, Dok, sabi ko, nakababa ka na, sasakay po ulit ako, sasampa ulit ako. That's why nagja-jogging siya. Para pagdating sa clinic, pasok yung kanyang BMI sa requirement na BMI. Okay? Also, obese seafarers must also be monitored for other tests like blood chemistry. Kasi baka mataas din ang kanilang mga cholesterol, yung mga bad cholesterol nila, LDL, VLDL, and even the sugar, the fasting blood sugar. We always have to educate our seafarers na tuloy-tuloy dapat ang ating pag-exercise at pagkain ng mga nutritious foods, not only pagkasasampa sa barko. Pagkalapit na yan, kakain na naman yan ng marami, so balik na naman sa unhealthy lifestyle. Okay? The reason for this is because obesity is one of the major cause for complications and as well as causes of shorter lifespan, as well as other diseases associated with obesity, hypertension, and diabetes. Next, we will proceed with hypertension. We all know that hypertension is the elevated blood pressure. According to the GNC-7, it describes hypertension as a blood pressure measuring greater than 140/90 or more on 2 separate occasions. This can be detected through pre-employment medical examination because we ask the patient to get their BP, the blood pressure, as part of the vital signs, so that we can identify who are hypertensive, or if those who are already diagnosed with hypertension, if they are controlled in their hypertension. Now, this is the table showing us the clinical setting of the different classifications of hypertension. Usually in our clinic, we encounter type 2 hypertension. And these are the different causes of hypertension: obesity, inactivity, moderate to severe alcohol intake. It could be genetic, smoking, low calcium, potassium, magnesium, even stress, and as well as intake of salty foods. And here are some of the complications of hypertension. Just to name a few: stroke, heart failure, sexual dysfunction, vision loss, heart attack, as well as kidney diseases. They also give us a note on the complications of hypertension with these 5 C's: coronary artery disease, chronic renal failure, congestive heart failure, cardiac arrest, as well as cerebrovascular accidents. So important thing is when we encounter patients who are hypertensive, we can give or start the patient already with antihypertensive medications para i-stabilize yung kanyang BP. Kasi pag umakyat po yung barko at mataas ang BP niya, pwede po yung ma-stroke or pwede po magkaroon pa tayo ng mortality or mamatay po siya sa barko. Pero na po tayo marinig ng cases na may encounter. Another is the diabetes. We are talking here of diabetes type 2. This is the metabolic disease characterized by hyperglycemia, resulting from defect in insulin secretion as well as the action of insulin in the body. And in the pre-medical examination, we have parameters on how we can see or diagnose if a seafarer is diabetic by looking at the fasting blood sugar, HbA1c, as well as the oral glucose tolerance test, or the OGTT. These are the different causes of diabetes. Okay? Most of these are modifiable. Some of these are non-modifiable. You know, modifiable are the things that can be changed. Like for example, obesity. Okay? Smoking, pwede itigil ang smoking. High blood pressure, pwede itong i-control. High cholesterol, you can give medications for that, as well as alcohol or excessive alcohol consumption. But the non-modifiable are the age as well as the genetics. Okay? And this is just to explain why this type 2 diabetes happens. This is because of the loss of utilization of glucose to enter the cell and to be utilized by the body. So the glucose remains in the blood, and therefore it can create complications. These are the different complications of diabetes. Same with hypertension. We have diabetic retinopathy, diabetic nephropathy, stroke, as well as diabetic neuropathy. So it is very important na kung may maintenance medication, i-take po natin ito lagi. Kasi minsan may mga CPR tayo, ayaw po nila talaga ng mga gamot. Pero syempre, ang gamot ang siyang magpo-control sa blood sugar as well as sa pressure para hindi po ito mauwi sa mga complications. As well as kailangan samahan din natin ng lifestyle modification. Kasi minsan, kung umiinom ng gamot, receivers are taking their medications regularly, but they are not observing proper healthy lifestyle. Minsan may pasyente po ako, tinatanong ko, "Oh, sir, are you smoking?" Sabi niya, "Hindi po, Dok. Pero amoy naman natin na siya kayo. Nag-yosin mo na bago umakyat for medical." So, yun po. Meron din po tayong mga na-identify na mga dental problems. Minsan nagiging cause din po ito ng medical repatriation, like gingivitis or inflammation of the gums, and dental caries due to poor oral hygiene as well as sugar intake. So this is the picture showing a healthy gums versus gingivitis or inflammation of the gums. So what is our advice? This is a picture of the dental caries. So what is our advice? We advise na magkaroon ng proper oral hygiene ang ating mga seafarers. Brushing the teeth, proper diet, rinsing, using the floss to clean in between the teeth, interdental cleaning, and regular dental checkup. The dental checkup is also part of the pre-employment medical examination. Para kung may mga problem po, pwede itong ma-address kaagad. Another problem that we encounter during the pre-employment medical examination is the ultrasound finding of nephrolithiasis or stone in the kidney. So this medical condition is usually detected through an ultrasound test. That is, this picture shows the kidney with a stone. Kidney stones are hard deposits of minerals and acid salts in the inner surface of the kidney, and these are located in different parts of the kidney. So as what I mentioned a while ago, in the X-ray, we can also identify pulmonary tuberculosis. This is not quite common in our clinic, but at least siguro mga 1 case per month nakaka-encounter din tayo ng pulmonary tuberculosis. Pulmonary tuberculosis is an infectious disease, and this is caused by the TB bacilli. This can be acquired through respiratory droplets and airborne, as well as those with TB. Kaya kailangan mag-cover kapag umuubo. Okay. And these are some of the risk factors. These are some of the risk factors for those who are acquiring pulmonary tuberculosis. And very important here is the treatment. So maganda ma-identify natin sila sa screening, sa medical examination in order for us to treat them. Kasi ang treatment po ng tuberculosis would be from 6 to 8 months. Hindi tayo bigay ng mga antibiotics for 7 days. And once the X-ray is already stable or stable fibrosis, the patient is already non-communicable. And before that, we also have encountered some dermatological diseases like bacterial, viral, and fungal infections. Rare conditions of autoimmune diseases like psoriasis, and in these cases, we refer the patient to dermatology for further evaluation and management. So before I conclude this presentation, I think we have covered some of the common medical conditions that we usually encounter in the pre-employment medical examination. I must admit that the data that I got is not really complete because we have insufficient data collection. So I hope that many of the medical clinic will participate in the gathering of data as well as synthesizing those data for us to have a bigger picture of the medical conditions usually encountered during the pre-employment medical examination. And also, the medical clinic should also give medical counseling to the seafarers on the proper way that they should observe proper lifestyle as well as the proper safety and health during their tour duty as seafarers. I think that is the last slide. Thank you and good afternoon to all of us.
Thank you very much, Dr. Hannah. Dr. Lansman, and safety and health. Our next speaker is the Managing Director of Award Marine Incorporated and has long history of war as a cadet and made his progress through the ranks until his promotion as Master of Boat, seagoing ship in 2015. Prior to that, he also has previous involvement as business consultant for war on various projects. I'm sorry if I have correctly pronounced it. I'm not very sure if I correctly pronounced it. And served as a Marine Superintendent in Poland and Germany with one of our war's principals, he trained from 2013 to 2014. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Captain Gregory Silvia.
Good afternoon, everybody. To Paring F, good afternoon, hindi ko siya nakita. Captain Yoran, it's glad to see you again. Friends in this trustee, parang may particular strategy, classmate ko sa assistant. Well, very few people who I really know. May classmate din ako dito sa master. When I was asked to give a speech about fostering domestic fleet into international standards, I was very excited. And all because, Oceanwide being an accredited Marco surveyor of the Philippine Coast Guard, and just like NSF, is also an accredited recognized security organization of the Office of Transportation Security, and STCW and Domestic Marina Accredited Training Center. We have long exposure of the situation of the domestic fleet. Unfortunately, most of our experiences is really disheartening. It's either about the culture that domestic lang ito eh. No? It's only domestic, we don't have to do so much. Or it's just that, maybe most, if not all, I think most only, of those that operate domestic fleet does not really have the competence and background. Competence and background to the, talking about that, doesn't even have to be the owner. Unfortunately, people also behind the desk in their offices, wala rin, unfortunately. So I'm really glad to have this speech. And let me begin with, if somebody can bring a mic to the, do you have a wireless mic? To the crowd. I'd like to ask you some questions. What do you think are the issues of the domestic shipping? What do you think, in your observation, ano yung mga naging problema ng domestic shipping? I would start with Captain Iran, of course.
One thing is safety culture. Second,
Safety culture,
non-compliance with STCW, Marco, for example.
yeah, precisely. I mean, they really have that weakness of complying with international standards.
Even because, of course, from international standards as promulgated by IMO, it has to be ratified and implemented in the Philippine domestic shipping. Even with the Philippine version, it's very hard for them to comply. Right, sir? One example, domestic shipping. One of the requirements, it's not even gyro. Domestic ships at certain size are only required to have magnetic compass, not a gyro. But even then, they do not even maintain magnetic compass. At the very least, yun ang required ng Marina. Because, of course, Marina, when they made the PMMR 1997, they said this is only domestic. We should try to be as much realistic as we can, quote unquote, to not to bring too much burden to the domestic operators. Unfortunately, I said, from PUA, nakita na tayo minsan sa isang conference. So, and SCCW training, no? And Marina had to make their own domestic version of training. They have what they call BST, basic safety training for the domestic, of which most of it they're the ones conducted, but only for most yung mga bata. What else? What do you think are the problem of the domestic fleet or domestic shipping? Can I ask Sir RJ? Sir, si Kapitan. Competency of the crew. Okay? Competency of the crew precisely. But maybe it's not only about competency of the crew. Maybe we should also ask competency of those who are behind the desk, of those of the superintendents of the domestic fleet. Yes, sir. Same. Copy paste. More. One more. Sister Dia. Pasensya na kayo. Kayo mga kilala ko eh. I'm very hard at names, pero those that made impression really tumatatak sa utak. Yes, sir.
I see both sides. From the ship's owner's side, they also have to understand. Just like very good example is wearing PPE.
I'm sorry, sir?
Wearing PPE, or the personal protective.
Yeah.
You see, most of our guys working in domestic don't wear any of PPE. Gloves, nothing. So in other words, we are training our own seafarer in domestic, not in alignment abroad. So I would suggest if we are able to adjust or align our own local to international, then in the future, then we can see that our seafarer, Filipino seafarer, will be more competent, as you say, here. That is the problem. That is one thing in my opinion.
Thank you, sir. A very good point, no? People in the domestic shipping, yes, you can see it every day. Over and over again, they're not wearing any personal protective equipment. But again, two sides of the coin. Is it because they don't want to wear it, or they're not supplied for wearing such? Sister, at last.
Okay. Great. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I've been working with Pascal.
Yeah.
Mindset. We have a mentality for mindset na domestic lang kami. And another thing is, actually we have rules, but the problem is not implemented. Yung full implementation ng law ng Marina and all the training. Siguro.
Thank you. And I think that's, when talking about root cause analysis, I think every time you ask a question why there is such a lame domestic shipping, for example, or there is accident, when you say why, it do boil down to the mental state or behavior ng tao. Bakit ganun? Why even if supplied with PPE, for example, why does these two still do not use PPE? Because for one, FASTAC, ocean-wide, is conducting, we have the MAI program of FASTAC. Every 10 days, all FASTAC vessels are inspected by ocean-wide. Every 10 days. That means 3 times a month.
we survey, we inspect all the vessels of FASTAT, all 12 vessels. And in FASTAT, they have PPEs, but they don't wear it. Some of them. And that's because of the mental state of people. No? Domestic lang kami, nagmamadali kami, and so on, whatever. So later on, we will discuss that. That's why I asked a question. Because, before talking about something, we have to ask why we have to talk about something. That will be, hopefully, what we will answer in my speech. Again, what are the issues? Is it less regard to safety by crew or by the companies? Is it the stakeholders or yung mga operators ng ship? Or is it the administration's mistake for being complacent, being too relaxed, or not so serious with implementing their own rules and regulations? Sino po kagamarin na sa PCG? Huwag niyo po akong baguhin ng ha? Pag-uusapan lang natin. Walang totohanan. Okay? Or is it because ship owners in the domestic fleet look at the bottom line rather than service? Well, of course, me, as businessman, I made a business because I want to earn money. That's given fact. But if you cannot give better service, you should find another business than shipping. That's what I would say. Because with shipping, you're responsible for the souls on board your ship, lives of people on board, the riding public, property, millions of property, and environmental. That's the effect in one time, in one go, that disaster can really change history. And if mag-operate ka ng bus, it's all the same. Maybe not the environment is, the third one, environment, hindi kasali. But still, that's life, that's more important. Especially for the passenger ships. You go to Macno. Go on board one of the Roro ships, not FASTAT. They are one of the best. One of the Roro ships. Try to inspect their firefighting equipment. It's either the valves are frozen, nozzles are missing, or you can already see holes in the hose, for example. Okay? Or, just like what you mentioned, is it the competence of the crew or the competence of those that are in the office? Because it's very easy, especially in the domestic. Unfortunately, having been, Darlene is our marketing and survey coordinator. She's the one coordinating with our domestic ship owners. Having been working with them, makikita mo talaga, you can really see that they don't have the competence. Or at least they lack the competence. And it's very easy for them to say it's because of the crew. Our crew is this, our crew is that. Forgetting that in the first place, they should, they should be the example to their crew. So because of that, this is the aftermath. Super ferry to go now. For several occasions, there are maritime accidents. One safety, one security, Mantilomba. Latest would be some issue with, I think, a super cut, no? Super cut. Bandaan. Of course, who would forget Doña Paz? And it's all because they did not take action. Colliding with a quote-unquote tanker vessel. Actually, it wasn't even a tanker vessel, if my memory serves me well. I think it was an LCP or something with drums of fuel on deck or in the holds. They collided with that and then it exploded. A lot of thousands of people lost their lives. And latest, this year, one of our
clients, the motor bangka, no? Lumubog. Motor bangka typically have about 80 to 120 passengers. So, yung mga motor bangka. So these are the after effect or the aftermath of those substandard shipping. Unfortunately, just like what we mentioned in the previous slide, maybe, I'm not saying yes, true, but maybe because domestic shipping generally has, operate substandard shipping operations. Now the question is, talking about safety, talking about culture, talking about operating domestic fleet into international standard, is it for compliance or is it our noble duty? Given, it's already a given fact that when you start a business, you want to earn, of course. You have to earn.
Our duty to the riding public, our duty to the government and to the environment to protect them. So is it compliance only or is it noble duty? Because most of us, especially with the issues of EMSA and IMSAs, and a lot of issues, we always talk about compliance. Maybe we should start asking, is it my duty to just do it? We don't even have to compare ourselves to international. We just have to tell ourselves, I want my ship to be safe, efficient, environmental friendly, and free of security risks. Mission of IMO, ano yun? To have a safe, secure, and environmental friendly shipping operation. Very simple. Why make it complicated? So, now the question is how? Well, let me go back to Captain Duran's statement, which he said, lack of compliance with STCW, lack of regard to the rules and regulations, not only international but even domestic. Pinababaan na nga yung domestic, they put it a little bit down than the international, yet we don't comply. Now, question is, ano nga ba yung dapat i-comply? There's what we call pillars of maritime industry regulations or regulatory conventions. Ano yun? STCW, SOLAS, MARPOL. So these were before there were three. And now there are the fourth, the MLC. Tatlo dati yun. Nung lumabas yung MLC in 2006, there were four pillars of international regulatory regime. MLC in particular is done by POAA for the international ships and supposedly DOLE for the domestic. Unfortunately, I may sound too, but unfortunately DOLE did not, how do you say it in better words, did not implement good labor standards yet for the domestic fleet. Definitely POA did. And that's why our seafarers are protected. Being the managing director of Medyo Marine, some of my foreign partners and and some of the principals are always complaining, why is POA like this and that? But you should also look at the other side of the coin, other side of the table. Bakit nga ba? Of course, they want to protect our seafarers. That's the bottom line. Ang problema sa atin, pag nasagasaan tayo, masama na agad yung sumagasa sa atin. Hindi naman din asa. Bakit? Okay? So, again, STCW for the competence of crew, SOLAS for the minimum safety construction and equipment of operation standard of ships. MARPOL for prevention of pollution by sewage, oil, air, whatever. Here in the Philippines, Coast Guard is the one implementing it. Currently, they are more focused on the oil and sewage. And MLC, of course, Maritime Labor Regulation. These are the pillars of maritime regulatory regime, hoping or aiming to eradicate substandard shipping operation. But of course, if that's international, it cannot be implemented in the Philippines. Although we are a party of those conventions, it doesn't automatically apply to the Philippines. We have to ratify. Tama po ba? Hindi man ako abogado. Please correct me if I'm wrong. We have to ratify it first, implement the rules of regulation, and then of course from FC for clarification and for more particulars. Then po tayo mag-implement. If the ship goes out of the Philippine waters or trades outside the Philippine waters, then automatically the convention applies. But if they trade only within the Philippine waters, we go with whatever the administration has adopted from such conventions. Yun nga ang nakaka-discourage being, 50% because we also, Oceanwide is also doing international surveys for PNI cards, for accidents, ina-avoid din namin minsan. But 50% of our clients are domestic. Nakakasama lang loob minsan tingnan. Kasi kami pa inaaway. They would, and then they would try to just go somewhere else because they are too stupid to be by the book. For example, sewage. When Coast Guard Coast Guard made circular for sewage in 2014. And they only started seriously implementing last year, 4 years later, 2018. And yet, shipping companies, well, we are kind of strict, because that was our commitment with the Coast Guard. We will do it right, we will get it right. And they feel that we're too strict, they go somewhere else. And they would say we're too stupid to be by the book. And it's very simple. No? And, Coast Guard did it because pinasarado nga ni Presidente yung Boracay. He even closed Palawan yung Boracay because of sewage issue. So Coast Guard, napansin nila, mabakas ang shipping ang sunod natin ng Presidente, they became more strict, which is very good. Kaya lang, makikita mo talaga yung domestic fleet, lalo na yung kukunti ng tatlo, dalawa. We just, well, not all, because we really have a very well-respected clients as well. But there are a lot na ayaw talaga mag-comply. They just, gawin mo na lang ang paraan. So bakit natin kailangan tignan? Why do we have to see what is the difference anyway between domestic and international vessels? It's the same vessel. It's all the same vessel. It floats. It's manned by crew, by seafarers, certified seafarers. What's the difference? Or maybe we should ask ourselves, kapanahon na ni Kapiliya, yung mga bridge na, ano ba itsura ng bridge dati, Sa na kasi. Ano nga ba itsura ng bridge dati? Ano nga ba engine room dati? Maybe that's one of the factors. The difference of then and now. The difference between operating a ship before and operating a ship now. Like for example, this typical panahon na ni Kapiliya, ito yung mga barko. But now ships are like this, bigger, smarter, and taking more cargoes. So the pressure on the people is higher. And the bridge before ganito, if you realize, this is the radar. Wala pang ARPA dati, yung automatic radar natin, whatever. Wala pa. Ito pa yun. Di ba nga, no? Ginaganon pa, tapos mano-mano pinag-plug. Pag mabagal ka mag-plug, pag tingin mo sa bridge, mabagal ka na. So ganyan yung bridge dati. And this is the bridge now, integrated bridge system. You're just like a pilot, you're like in a cockpit of a plane. And this is the engine room before. Meron pa yan dito. Ito, tubo. Diretso sa bridge. In fact, makikita mo pa rin sa domestic yan. Magsasalita sila sa tubo. Hindi telepono, hindi radyo. Communicating through the pipe towards the engine room. And this is the engine room now. And this is how we communicate before. And this is, ganyan pa rin naman tayo makikipag-communicate na. This is the same. Would you believe? We still communicate the same. We still do the same. But in different, act might be different, perspective is totally, the same, but perspective different. This is how we used to send love letters to our loved ones. And this is how we do it now. And this is showing you, unfortunately, to put it in context, this is the international. And still, most of our domestic food are still like this. It's still with communicating like this. It still have engine room like this. It still have bridge like this. And it still move probably like this. Is it really the ship that's the problem? Is operating a very old ship really the problem in the domestic shipping? Showing you this one? I don't think so. Because there are a lot of international ships, 40, 30 years old, meron pa ba? Yung scrap ata yun. But there are older international ships that really look and still operate in the international standards set by IMO. The world is changing, and the question is the domestic shipping changing? Is it really changing? Well, it was last year, I think it was time of Engineer Amaro, when they implemented that no passenger ships can be imported anymore if it's more than 20 years old. Which is good. Kasi dati, 40 years old na, i-import pa natin, parang siyang lulubog eh, nakakatakot na. No? Well, I can show you the typical domestic shipping. Last year, well, I don't know if it was last year or it was a few years ago, but anyway, this time around, domestic shipping should be changing. Bakit? Because Marina now requires that ships cannot be constructed ng wood. It has to be steel or fiberglass. No? Hindi na pwede yung wood. The principle behind, syempre pag wood, it's either tulad nito, bangka of 80 to 120 capacity. Ako yung mismo nag-take the pictures mga ko dyan kahapon na nung Sunday, pumunta kami ng buwan. Okay? And they said, as soon, because of course there are a lot of, like for example, this one from Hilton, Lapu-Lapu to Hitapi, Bohol. There are like 7 of this kind of boat traveling every time, taking total of 1,000 passengers a day. 500 going, let's say 500 going, 500 coming back. That's total of 1,000. It says that once na magkaroon ng steel hull. If somebody invests in a steel hull vessel, automatically, these ships is phased out. So there are exemptions to the rule by Marina, and which is understandable. Because, of course, pag nag-implement ka na dapat it should be steel hull only or fiber, if you immediately implement, there will be no more ships flying in that route. Then the riding public will have nowhere else to go. So until such time that there is a ship, still have a ship na bumibiyahe ka, then that's the only time that these boats will be phased out. But of course, knowing the Philippines, kumpare ko si Mayor, there are a lot of those who wanted to invest but could not enter such route because kumpare ko si Mayor. Hindi pwede, sabi ni Mayor. Have to protect from joking. But these are the problems in the domestic fleet. The typical, so, nag-rule si Marina, ang pinaka-rule talaga is because madaling lumubog ko eh. It's very easy, no? Malubog. Ang ginawa ng iba, very smart. Philippines is a, Filipinos' ingenuity is manifested in shipping. When they said na bawal, that the wooden ships are not allowed anymore, the smarter ship owners built in the same bangka constructed of fiberglass. Very small. It defeats the purpose, unfortunately. Or, a better looking, it looks like a fast katamaran but actually tapping pa rin to. If you can see, wala dito, no? Tapping pa rin. It's the same construction, only the material is different. Then, sometimes I ask the question, for what purpose did Marina make such a rule? If it was simply converting from wood to fiber anyway, of the same design. Okay? So is it really changing? And I think it's not only Marina, it's the stakeholders. And of course, with all the brilliant lawyers that we have, because Marina probably, they see Marina, a flaw in Marina's MC, they can just go around with it and make such a vote, for example. I think it's not more of the administration, it's more on the commitment of the stakeholders. We should stop pointing fingers to our administration. We should start asking ourselves, are we there to really comply with the standards, even international, but human standard of protecting lives of passengers, properties of those, who wanted to cross from A to B to deliver products for people to consume in the other side. Make it a double, profession. You see, may mga, to comply with Marina rules, maraming nagsulputan ng mga bagong, to be honest, mga bagong ship owners who can afford to make new building of ships. One of which are those who made these ones. This is a bangka type, fiberglass ship. If you can see, it's the same principle, cutting pa rin to. Cutting pa rin siya. And surprisingly, the engine is coming from the old bangka. They just transferred it there. But of course, there are also ship owners that are really doing it para sa bayan. That are really innovating, they're really providing a better choice for the riding public and for the businessmen for trading from A to B. So there are two types of ship owners now. Ship owners that just want to comply, and a ship owner that has a vision. So why talking about how we comply international standards, I think Captain Duran and Ephraim is correct. No? And all of you who stand and participated, I think you are correct. It's not more on the type of ships. It should be more on the people, I think. In shipping, they said, of all the accidents, it's 80% human error. In that 80% human error, 75 to 90% management and leadership problem. Of the 80%, management and 75 to 90% is management and leadership problem. And of course, because of fatigue and competence. Which fatigue, kailangan si Dole talaga tumilos na para sa domestic. But that's talking about human element on board. And maybe also human element on the shore side. Because I think because of most incident is because of organizational change failure. Kasi sinabi nga natin, yung tao, hindi man lang sumuot ng PPE and so on. No? There's an important, it is important that, we also change the shore side. In fact, after we started running the program every 10 days, 3 times a month, kasi dahil ito busy natin. 3 times a month, sinusurvey namin si Kasa. And since we started in January up to May, for example, ang dami na ng deficiencies. I would not want to tell it because I have NDA with them. But there are a lot of deficiencies. But most of it are not acted upon pa. And that's mostly, much as the crew on board wants to rectify, the shore side is kind of very slow in acting on it, for example. So now we have introduced change leadership and the way we communicate. Because in the Philippines, we are used to this department, operations department, crewing department, technical department, and so on. And if there's a problem, we are also used to, there's a problem of technical, there's a problem of crewing, there's a problem of whatever, pointing fingers. And now, just this month, we are trying to remove the barrier of departmentalization. Departments still exist, but there will be a fleet team, for example. Fleet team will be composed of representatives from every department, and they will be responsible for the certain number of ships, particular ships, making sure that it is well maintained. That's it. Well maintained and operation, wala maging problema. Yun ang trabaho nila. Then that removes the barrier of departmentalization. Because that team, composed of representatives from that department, can easily communicate. And they will sit at the same table. They will not be sitting in their departments. They will be sitting in the same table, just like this, without barrier, just a computer on top, so that they can just easily communicate when there's a problem. You can just make it simple than making it complicated. Now, I see some people sleeping. I would like everybody to stand. Come on. Please, natutunan ko ito kay Kabila. Yung mga training natin sa missions. If everybody can stand and look for a partner, please. They only one partner. Bawal threesome. Only twosome. Okay? Sir, if you can partner with Sir. Okay? Kuya, punta muna dito. Isa lang. Hindi ko kaya yung tatlo. Bawal threesome. Okay? This one, this will be a game called What Are You Doing? Okay? I will be doing something. Okay? Sports or whatever. I'll be acting something that I'm doing. And then you will be asking me, what am I doing? What are you doing? Okay? You'll ask me, what are you doing? What are you doing? When you ask me what I'm doing it, I will tell you a different act. Not the one that I'm doing. When I tell you, for example, you ask me, I'm playing soccer. And then it will be your turn. And then you will be playing soccer. And then I will ask you, what are you doing? And then you will tell me again different action. And then it will continue. Yes? Example. I'm playing soccer. What are you doing? Volleyball. I'm swimming. Okay? And so on. Okay? In 3, choose who will go first for action. Okay? In 3, 2, 1, go! Come on, darling, we continue on. Come on. Okay, stop. Let's do it again. Don't be shy. Everybody has to participate. Come on. Raise everybody's hand. Raise your hand. No? Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
So what are you doing? Texting?
Come on. Okay guys, thank you very much. I just wanted to wake up kasi inaantok kayo eh. Now, when I was a speaker in Singapore last April, I asked the same. And the participants were just like continually the general manager or the owners of shipping companies. And it's typical reaction for people to be awkward. Yeah. Why would I do it? Right? So awkward. I feel stupid to do it. Yeah. And that's actually the problem. Talking about fostering domestic shipping into international standards, the problem lies with the resistance to change. This is not the first time that we talk about it. And for sure there are a lot of speakers like me talking about domestic fleet making it into international standard. And maybe I'm the 1,001st speaker who talk about it. Problem is, we don't talk about why is it until now, for decades of talking about domestic shipping being substandard and hoping and wishing and wanting for the domestic shipping to become international, to comply with international standards. The problem is resistance to change. Resistance to change is not only in the administration, but also the stakeholders. Just like what you did. If this is performance and this is time, okay, in this graph, when we introduce something new, just like University, PCI, and REPTRA, introducing something, an innovative training, there will be a lot of resistance to change. Di ba, Pre? Pre? Di ba, no? REPTRA, University, PCI, introducing something innovative. But the stakeholders resist it, for example. It's because it's something new. Something new is never comfortable. I mean, what you did earlier, you feel like stupid and all. But there are also people enjoying after a while. Diba? And that's because that's a typical example of resistance to change. In an organization, if you want to change something, normally, in few moments in that, there will be resistance. And your goal will go down. Problem is, people will stop here. They don't have enough passion, they don't have enough vision, or they don't believe enough in their vision, that up to here, discouraged na sila, and they will not continue. But people should expect that performance and resistance to change, normal yan, it will drop. Until such time that you will let it go. Just like kanina, when you first do it, it's awkward, it feels stupid and all, but when you started enjoying it, you just continue doing it. And after letting it go, then you will commit it from the group, and then results will be achieved. And that is change. And of course, crew training, or maybe we should call it crew development, because it should not only stop in training, but actually continuous development. So this is what gamification is, what university is doing. Okay? Kasi pag nagbasa ka lang, no? I know you know this. But I think we should consider that already. Start considering that it's not only lecture. I mean, for sure Captain Ian knows this. Di ba, sir? It's not only lecture, nagsasalita lang ako. If I ask you to stand up, do, no, what we just did, what are you doing? Then it becomes different. Because you will remember, I felt awkward when I did it. And for sure, hopefully, it will retain in your mind for a long time the resistance to change. Because if I just discuss about resistance to change without asking you to do it, maybe tomorrow you will forget it. But the fact that you felt awkward in the first place, and or even if you did not really do it, but seeing people doing it, you will remember it. And that's the difference between, demonstration, group practice, and now gamification with all the simulators. Okay, innovation from REPTRA and University. This is the learning, the best learning we can have. And lastly, the problem with it's not only applicable to the domestic shipping. I think it's also applicable with the international. Problem is, we expect people to perform. Yeah, right? Of course, not only in the office but also in the onboard. But what we forget is that before people perform, we have to do some interventions for them to perform. Because before you expect people to perform, you have to get their commitment. If they don't have commitment, they will never perform. And in order for them to commit, you have to motivate them. And by motivation, for them to be motivated, you have to make them aware. You have to tell them, this is our vision. Make them aware. This is what we want. Kukaling shipping lines. Best example. Punta niyo ba? Sino mayari na Kukaling? I forgot. Huh? Chester. Kung sasama kayo ng Kukaling shipping lines, most of their ships and actually that's the feedback, very clean. It's very clean. Or not very, but it's really clean. Compared to the other domestic ships. And it's also faster. And that's because that's how he shared his vision. When he goes on board, do like this. And if he sees some dirt, the one in charge, tomorrow he signs off. I'm not saying that's a good example, but maybe it's a good way of letting them know, making them aware. This is our vision. This is what where we want to go. This is what we want to achieve. Make them aware. Share the vision. Don't keep it for yourself. Share it every day. Mention it every day. Say it every day. And then with awareness, they become committed. And with awareness, they become motivated. And with motivation, they become committed. And with commitment, they will perform. And that's how we should be. We as leaders and managers of the domestic fleet and even in the international run our companies. And of course, should not stop there. When I go on board, when I was a captain, typical for me to call all deck officers on the bridge, and I will tell them, look at your ship. This is how it looks now. Look at the window. This is how it looks now. This is what I want it to be. And we should do it together. On the first day, after leaving port, that's what I always do. At least they know. But of course, you have to learn to tap their back and congratulate if something is good and apprehend when bad is happening. But of course, it should not stop with performance. There should be continuity. Meaning, if the captain goes on board another ship, he should continue to motivate the crew. And if the crew goes on board another ship, they should continue to perform. Okay? And with that, thank you very much. I hope I was able to share how to do.
Thank you very much for the awareness, motivation, commitment, performance leads to continuity. And now, for our last speaker for this Part-Time Awareness Symposium 2019, is the OIC Director for POAA Sea-Based Center. Happy welcome, Director Augusto Ogen Santiago.
Thank you very much, moderator, for that kind introduction. Okay, so I'm the last speaker, maybe the least best, because after a very good speaker comes a bad speaker. So I cannot really perform that much. I have a very good speaker prior to me. But anyway, thank you very much for inviting us here. I will try to manage your time. I've been so interested in listening to Captain. And sabi ko sana tuloy na lahat, tuloy nakalimutan na ako. Because my presentation is not really that technical. It will not take long. So definitely we'll be finishing maybe after 5 minutes. Just for 5 minutes. Is that okay with you? Because my presentation is all about numbers, requirements. I won't be dwelling on policies, issues, or whatever. But during the panel discussions, maybe you can raise your concerns and questions, particularly with my agency. Okay, so I am here today to discuss about the Philippine Overseas Employment Administration's OE statistics. Maybe you're interested to know gaano na ba kadami ang ating pong mga marino sa ibang bansa. But I would wanted to tell you that in the generation of our statistics, hindi po ganun kadami. Actually, I will be telling you in advance that what will I be showing you is that the latest is 2017. Although I have the figure for 2018, but I am afraid to show, baka mamaya ma-pick up na naman ng mali ang paniniwala. Just like what happened last year, we've been telling to the public that the figure that we are presenting to them are just provisionary data. And yet, nag-conclude na sila na ganyan na daw ang trend, No, but it's not. When we say it's not yet the final data, no, hindi pa yan final. Dahil ang aming generational data namin, kinukuha pa ng POA yan sa Bureau of Immigration. The process is, the Bureau of Immigration ay ibabato na sa system namin yung lahat ng lumabas. No? Na lumabas ng bansa. At ang POEA, because we have a unique number by the OAC, all particular about the OAC numbers, right? So lahat ng mga umaalis ng mga Pilipino manggagawa ay mga overseas certificate of recipients. Yun yung unique ng system at yun ang binibilang na sinesegregate nyo. So until now, we are still validating around 100,000 figures, so we cannot yet give the 2018 data. But anyhow, I'll be showing to you how it progresses over the years, our statistics. So as you can see, for 2017 versus 2016, nakikita nyo dyan that there are about 500 to 1,000 processed contracts in 2016, which is a 1.84 increase pagdating po ng 2017, around 510,230. But out of those processed contracts for 2017, we have deployed 449,463 as against 442,000 in 2016. So there is a slight increase of 1.5%. No? But kung ating susumain yung deployment rate with the reference of our contract process, bumaba po tayo ng 0.33%. But that is insignificant. Now, as against 510 process to 501, and we have deployed 449 as against 414 in 2016. But overall, the deployment of 2017 for seafarers, we have increased about 1.5%. No? But out of the 449 for 16, maganda rin siguro magtunan natin mag-pansin. Yung 449,000 ba yan na pinag-usapan natin, isang tao lang yan. Alam mo natin that seafarers may be deployed twice a year. Tama po? So, pero yung process po at in-deploy ng POEA, lumalabas po doon na meron tayong 449,000 for 16 2017. Ngayon, ating i-extract out of that 449, ilan dyan ang unique? Pag sinabi natin unique, isang tao. Kahit yan yung mabas na isang beses, dalawang beses, tatlong beses, ilan yan? So nakuha po natin that seafarers deployed with a distinct, no, based on their name, ganun po, there are about 388,654, which is still an increase as compared to 2017, to 2016. So may 7.6%. So meaning 388,654 ang unique. No? Ibig sabihin, isang tao lang yun. No, kumpara sa 449, na pwede, 449 na yan, tatlong beses, dalawang beses umalis yung tao. But still, sa perspektibo ng labor, trabaho pa din yan. At kailangan natin bilang, no? For policy analysis or purposes. Okay. Now, we try to scrutinize our data based on Filipino seafarers deployed by occupational category. There is a decrease, no? For 2017, we have an increase of 0.42% for our officers. No? The question there is, bakit kaya mayroong slight decrease for our officers? No, there are several factors why we have such a decrease. No, meron dyan kasi ng mga officers, kung ang flag niya ay Paninian o mga European flags, gusto niya officers ay national flag. No? Kung mga binibigay lang niya ng mga positions for other nationals are ratings. Meron din naman na baka walang takers ng ating mga sikat. Sinasabi natin we have plenty of our officers doesn't like responsibilities. Ayaw nila maging kapitan, kagaya ni Captain. No, later on, speaker na siya, pwede siya motivational speakers. So ayaw nila ng responsibilities. But then, insignificant pa din yung decrease 0.42% for officers. But we have seen an increase sa ating ratings. There are about 163,903 as against 159 in 2016. Pero ito naman ang makikita natin. From the traditional positions, palaki ng palaki ang ating mga non-marine positions. So ano ba itong mga non-marine na ito? Ito yung mga cruise ships. So a bulk of our deployments are now coming from the non-marines. So we have 185,000 in 2017 as against 179,000 in 2016. So expect again natin further. Ano-ano ba yung mga skills na top 10 natin? Ano yung mga skills na karaniwang lumalabas, no? So what are the top 10 Philippine seafarers deployed? For 2017, namumuna pa rin ang ating Navy. No? The able seaman, ordinary seaman, we have the oiler. Although oiler pegs a decrease of 1.53 as against 2016. We have bosun. We also have a chief cook, which also we took note of a decrease of 3.63%. We have third engineering officers, the waiters and waitresses, the messman, the third mate, and for other skills, madami pa din, there's an increase of 1.9%. So those are the top 10 skills category for our civilians. Now the question about, if you talk about salary, no? Ang ating baseline kasi sa POA will always be based on the AB. No, which is very low yung ating AB. Maybe it's about time to lobby to your associations, to the unions, na baka pwedeng i-increase na natin yung 465 na ginagamit natin baseline. Kung yung mga manning agencies dito, do we have manning agencies here? Mga ship owners, maybe it's about time that we have to lobby to increase because the ILO recommended AB rate is already about $600 or even $700 US. About time, no? You know what POA is giving predicaments to principals, yung ating mga money agencies, because the problem that being faced by our money industries, we cannot yet implement the higher. May mga ganun silang situation. So, ano pwede tignan na natin na pwede na itaas ang ating baseline rate for AB. Okay? Next, deployment Philippine seafarers by top 10 flag of registry. Of course, the number one that is Panama, although may time decrease of 3% for our Panamanian flags. We have the Bahamas, Republic of Marshall Island, Liberia, Malta, Singapore, Bermuda, Italy, Norway, Netherlands. And for other flags, very insignificant yung increase sa 0.21. So if you will note that there is a decrease in Panama, in Bermuda, Italy, Norway, and Netherlands. Baka kasi minsan, I don't know, it's just an assumption. Baka naman nakaka-acquire. Nagbabago yung ship owner. Sino ba yung issue na nakakabili ngayon ng mga bago? The Giant. Who is the Giant? I want to mention it. Baka sila na, no? Ang bumibili ng mga bago at nagbabago ng flags. Okay? We also have the type of vessels. Number one pa yung ating bulk carrier, which peg also an increase of 3.69. We have the passenger, container, oil product tankers, chemical tankers, tanker, general cargo, gas tanker, fishing boat. Now, if you see, no, in our slide or in our presentation, na very significant yung increase ng ating fishing vessels. No, about 56.12%. So, padami ng padami ang fishing vessels na pumapasok. No? And of course, we have a pure car carrier, and for the other types, there is also a decrease. So yun po yung ating top 10 type of vessels ng ating mga Filipino seafarers. For the remittance, malaki ang naiambag ng ating OFWs. No, there is an increase about 5.36%. No, 5.87 billion in 2017 and 5.87 billion. That's US dollars. Okay? So in 2016. So that's our remittance to Philippine seafarers. So I just wanted to show to you, now as you can see for the last 4 years, to 2017, from 2014, ito yung ating breakdown of OFW's deployment. The land base, which is divided into new hires or rehires, and the seafarers. So ang total po natin in 2017, we have deployed around 2,044,877. So there is a 3.19 decrease. But for seafarers, there is an increase as compared to 2016, as sinabi natin kanina. So, taking that note, pahabain natin yung years. Tignan natin how the seafarers progresses in terms of deployment over the years. So, 2006 to 2017, makikita natin ang trend. Ang trend po ay pa-increase. No, so we have, in 2006, we are just deploying 274,000 seafarers. Now, by 2017, we have already deployed 449,643. But you know, in comparison with our land base, around 22% or 20% lang ang deployment ng seafarers as compared to the land base. Mas marami talaga ang land base natin. But if you will be noting the figures, mataas. No? From 2013, 367, 401, 406, 442, 449. Actually, pinabuka ko lang kanina yung 2018. I would want to show to you, as I said earlier, I would want to show you the 2018 figures. But as I've said, that is a temporary figure. It might again be misunderstood by the industry. Sasabihin na naman na nagde-decline ang ating deployment figures, which becomes now an issue to the industry. But based on the POE statistics, no, we are seeing an increase trends for the deployment of our seafarers. Okay? So I think I was able to manage my time because my last slide is thank you. Thank you very much. So it's an open forum. Anything that you want to ask?
Thank you very much, Director Busco Santiago, for the very important presentation. So you have heard from our afternoon speakers power of virtual reality by Chief Engineer Captain Sirna Jr. Sulfur Content Requirement for 2020 by Captain Loran. Hiring and International Promotion by Engineer
Pahingin ng copy ng
Voluntary Problems by Dr. Marcos Cesar Licana. And fostering domestic fleet to international standard by Captain Greg Sivello. And Seafarers Deployment Updates by Director Augusto Santiago III. Now we're going to proceed with our panel discussion. As you have observed in the program, there's supposed to be 3 panel discussions, but we opt to have 1 panel discussion this afternoon. We request our speakers, remaining speakers from the morning and the afternoon, to go out on stage. We are also lucky to have the maritime editor of the Manila Times and the managing and the editor at large for Fast Maritime, Miss Carmela Willard, to be our moderator this afternoon's panel discussion.
Hi, sir. Pwede akong makakuha ng mga copies ng mga pinilisan ko. Sige, sorry. Kanya tayo. Sasend ko sa inyo by email.
Hi.
For the questions in the field, we have Karen. He's going to go around for your questions. Just in case you have one. Yes.
have you build up your papers and was so I hope you listen earlier to our speakers because today, more than ever, you really need to be aware of what's going on in our maritime industry. So, we will be calling questions regarding topics by our speakers from Mr. Efren de la Serna earlier to Captain Mosby, and then from Engineer Undag, and Captain Sevilla, which by the way is very interesting. And then there's the one by our last speaker. So, shall we start? I have a copy of one of the questions here. I shall read this first. This is directed to, not indicated here, but I'll just read it. Why is it that medical clinics does not honor clearances of seafarers who seek second opinion from medical specialists if they have a medical deficiency, unless the medical clearance comes from the accredited medical clinic or diagnostic clinics endorsed by the PEME clinic, the seafarer cannot get a fit to work clearance. They doubt that the clinics are just extracting money from their well-to-lives.
So let me answer that question. Regarding the non-acceptance of the medical certificate or clearance coming from a private or a consultant or a specialist outside of a medical clinic, it has been directed by the DOH that the seafarer should seek the specialists who are accredited to the clinic in order to avoid such problem as, let's say for example, meron po tayong mga seafarer, hindi naman po lahat, pero naging issue na rin po ito na sila po ay parang mayroong isa na nagpa-ultrasound siya, mayroong pong stone na nakita dun sa clinic or sa medical clinic na pinag-medicalan niya, and then magsisik siya ng another opinion, requesting for another ultrasound, pero yun po isasalang niya doon sa ultrasound ay kakilala lang po niya at magkakaroon po ng some sort of difference with the result of the ultrasound in the clinic and the one that was done outside, na hindi po yung pasyente yun ang sinalang sa ultrasound, kundi yung kakilala lang po niya na proven na wala pong stone. So kaya nagkakaroon po ng parang discrepancy. So sabi po, in order to avoid this, kailangan po sa accredited na medical clinic na magpa-consult. Pero hindi naman po lahat ito. Let's say for example, mga dermatological cases, ito kami po, ino-honor po namin ito. Kasi mga derma naman po. Pero yung mga cases po na with laboratory findings like X-ray, or let's say ultrasound, pwede po kasi itong madaya. Baka po kasi iba yung ipalit nila doon sa mismong pasyente, ilalabas normal. Tapos i-consult sa consultant, i-clear ng consultant. Pero ang totoo, iba po yung pinalit niya. Hindi po siya yung mismong mag-undergo yung procedure na yun. Ang nangyayari po niya, may stone pala siya. And what will happen pag galing undergo yun, repatriation po ang nangyayari. Let's say X-ray din. May papalit siyang friend, normal ang X-ray. Kasi siya yung sinalang din sa X-ray. Tapos, pagdating sa clinic o sa consultant, sa minuno, normal, if-fit. Pero ang totoo, iba naman po yung pasyente, hindi po pa-address yung talagang problem with the seafarer, which is pulmonary tuberculosis. Yan nangyayari po, nagkakaroon po tayo ng isang repatriation. And we have been seeing this po sa clinic po namin. Na meron po na pinamedical, normal, Pero bakit pagdating sa barko, may findings na may back because of the pulmonary tuberculosis, let's say. Kasi, nung pinayagan dati na private yung mag-handle na or mag-clear sa kanya ng pulmonology, iba pala yung iba pala yung kanya asinalan para mag-x-ray. Turn out normal, syempre the pulmonologist will fit the patient because it's normal. There's no reason for the patient to drink or to be unfit. Kaya ang iba kasi yung pasyente na so nagiging parang wise na rin on how to para makalusot yung mga seater para po ma-avoid yung mga ganito pong klase ng mga cases. I think that answers the question.
So is there a follow-up question to that? Or do you want some more time?
Any follow-up question po regarding sa medical?
Okay na po tayo doon. Okay, so let's proceed. The next one, this question is addressed to Engineer Efren de la Serna. Okay, those. As the power of virtual reality VR becomes students to be more educated in the chosen maritime fields special. So my question, why only a few maritime higher institutions like PMA has access to this? Haven't you consulted Marina and Jet for the implementation or inclusion of this in the maritime curriculum?
That's a very good question. I would like to start because we did that 17 times already. We requested support from the government, from Jet, until we were asked by Singapore to represent the IMO. Maybe tomorrow will be at the graduation of the Philippine Merchant Marine Academy together with Secretary Tugade, because Captain Abotalo was really looking forward to push through. The goal of the PMMA VR program is quite simple. PMMA will fund the software so that it will be developed, and the goal will be cascaded into, like it's like a subsidized system provided by PMMA so that all schools will have this program or software. In terms of cost, it's quite really expensive to develop. It's so hard to develop because you need IT who really wants to go into the maritime sector or maritime shipping to IT, because I'm a seafarer pero wala ako talaga mag-switch into the IT world. The proper request that we would like to ask, especially with the shipping companies, if you have a ship and would like to go for a memorandum of agreement that we map the whole ship or create a 3D scan so that we can help students, because meron kasi tinatawag ng transfer of technology, which is by law, it should be coming from the owners itself, that they allow us to map the whole vessel. Actually po, we wanted support from the government. If you look at technology advancement in the States, they can create a soft loan from the government. And if you look at it, Kongsberg is a state-owned simulations industry. As per the talks with Admiral Santos, sabi nga niya is, my friend, is it in time when we are the largest population of seafarers in the world? Is it in time that we build our own simulations for the Filipino itself? So that diversified technology that we are currently handling is being supported by Hawaii Jetson, MAAP, Fast-Cat Ferries, and sad to say, I really hope that the Marina will totally support that one. We did it. We really did it 4 years ago, and still we did not get the support that we were having, no matter how many presentations that we have from the government. Thank you very much.
Yeah, how about talking with our newly elected parties representatives? What is elevated to the consciousness of the lawmakers?
We haven't talked to marine parties before. AMLA, we did 2 times. We were asked
by ACLA to represent in the Congress on last February, but it did not happen. Because these types of projects is subsidiary. It really is subsidiary. Our goal really is to create ships that can be accessible to students. Yun talaga yung goal, because the only way we can uplift education is through visual learning. Students don't have access to this one. We want it as much as possible to be free, but it must have a sustainability of the company also. We are currently working on developing the first ever VR for Education non-profit organization to support this one, because as a corporation, we cannot get the funding from Australian Aid, which is willing to help. Also with actually the company won the competition called, if you have heard about the NASA Mobile Challenge, it was university who won that challenge. And eventually we were not recognized by the government as well. Thank you very much.
Maybe we should let them know that. And also, the new part of the party is like thinking we can
maybe you can help us, or maybe somebody can help us.
Or maybe they can show their face first. In the maritime industry, I don't even know them. They've covered this industry for 2 decades. Anyway, that's a very good point. Because ever since, allow me to be a bit skeptical about this, because government really stands last when it comes to recognizing the needs of our seafarers. In my experience, it has always been the private company and even the ship owners who've been really helping us, right? Maybe it's time to be elevated and intensified to really recognize the maritime needs.
Maybe that you have an input on this one, because it's actually because Captain Duran really lifted the company when we were struggling on our first year. Maybe Captain Duran has something.
If you look at all the issues, and for the longest time, Philippines have with EMSA, this will actually, if the government have followed this and shared it out to all maritime schools, I think they have solved a lot of issues. And it's actually an investment to sustain and increase the deployment of Philippine seafarers.
We have a question for you. What can you share about what Judson is doing for IMO 2020, especially competence, those affecting competence?
Jepsen have approximately 50 different shipping companies as clients. What we offer is in-house training on this new regulation, the law software, coming up January 1st, 2020.
Okay. Another question, this is from Marina, but you can answer. Is it possible not to have a full course training of the certificate is continuing on board? Full course is only applicable to those seafarers who are not working on board within 5 years.
Then it's not easy to do that, because when Manila Amendment 2010 was agreed with this, the previous 95, it was enough with CETA. Because of a lot of findings in the port state controls, they required this retraining to be done on the shore. That's the reason.
You get that?
As per regulation of SCCW po, para clarification po na there are a lot of seafarers having training centers na meron na, di ba? But this is the true reality. If you look at Singapore has a 5-year all types of educational platforms. Kailangan nila mag-carry out ng continuous development program. Isn't it right that also that this is implemented by law? Sabihin natin, there will be something that is on board with training. But Actual study shows by Rentra, when we created the competency management system, 78, I was that number, 78? How many numbers in USS? 78. We have 78 marina board passes. Imagine 6% lang po ang accepted sa criteria ng Boyd Jetson. And these are marina passes. Pag tinanong mo, why do we take the test? One, they say it's gap analysis. The problem is quite simple. We need to really work on our habit on learning new things. Yun po talaga yung reason. And when working with these types of educational platforms, we really hope that we comply. First, we have to read STCW. There are rules there that there are needs retraining, it needs revalidation, and bago po na natin, even po we were not supported by Marina, I will tell you, support po kami sa Marina because Yoran is losing top management level officers in a way to Jetson. The reason is quite simple. It's competence. When we were talking, we lost around 17 ships. Competent, transferred to different nationalities. Do you think we are not afraid? As a Filipino, as a former Filipino chief engineer, na hindi po kami natatakot na nawawalan po ng crew ng Pilipinas. And these are foreigners who loves the Philippines so much. But are we really loving our profession? Yun po yung masasabi ko, and we are happy that Abu Jab went into the competency management systems together with Berto.
Okay, thank you very much. This question is for POAP. There is this perception that Filipino seafarers are becoming expensive. This is not a perception anymore, it's a reality. As compared to its competition, what will government do to ensure that Philippines will remain competitive?
Of course. Thank you for that question. How can we maintain our competitiveness? The present issue is, mahal ba? Expensive ba? Ang hire ng isang seafarer? I believe that Filipino seafarers are expensive in a way that they are competent. No, they are competent because we are quality. Kaya pag sasabihin mo din naman na mahal na talaga, hindi din naman. No, kasi we are just giving to them the best of the best. But the issue there, actually hindi naman competitiveness ang pini-question ng industry. Yung nagiging mahal daw siya because of the issue of ambulant cases. So sa tingin nila, nagiging mahal because of the claims being claimed by the seafarers. But when we talk about the salaries, we are reviewing the salaries. Actually, hindi naman ganun makataas talaga yung salaries ng mga marino. It's just competitive range of salaries. Kahit kanina nga nakikiusap ako, baka pwede naman, nakilabi naman ninyo, nataasan ng PB rates, kausapin na ninyo yung associations. And I would like also to make susumang yung comment ko kanina. It might be true that the government may serve less at times. But tama po kayo, no? It's just a way where you can make the connections. So, tama na dapat po sa akin yung representative sa Congress. But before going there, I would like to tell to the public that you have the MITC, the Maritime Industry Tripartite Council, where it's a tripartite. So represented kayo, the union, represented ang mga shipowners, represented ang mining agencies, represented ang government, private sectors. So you elevate your concerns with them. Ang umuupo po doon sa government, Marina sits as one of the chairpersons, and the DOLE secretary, and of course the POA administrator. So please elevate your concerns. You have your associations, you have your unions. Make your unions be a voice to your concerns. No? Minsan, pag sa Congress, pag pa yun, batas pa yun eh. But you have your MITC, so try to capitalize the MITC, try to capitalize your union, your associations, so that you can elevate your concerns. No? So, yes.
I have a few comments. If you go back to the early 80s when the Filipinos started really joining the international fleet, they did place, in the beginning, the majority of European seafarers. It was not because of the European they was more expensive, they suffered lower quality due to the cost. Philippines, don't believe you're so good at other countries can overcome you. That will happen. The ship owners will go for the lowest possible, and even they have to suffer quality, they will do so. Be aware, Malaysia, Indonesia, they are 40% less paid than Filipinos. It's a matter of time when they can produce enough seafarers, they will steal the market from the Philippines. Be careful to push up the salary too much. Maintain and sustain quality. Don't ask for a lot more money. You will lose market share, I guarantee. And as Antonio, we are going from Marina said, the new players are the Africans. They're putting up capacity to educate seafarers, and their CPAs is 30% less than Philippines. So we have to have a balance of costs, and the repart cases, the annoyed cases, is a total part of the package. So when we're talking about competitiveness, it's competence, salary, training costs, EMI cases. That's the total cost. We have to do something here to maintain it, and education, training is one part.
Yes, to respond to that, actually POA is preparing for a consultation about ambulant chasers. So we probably have to watch out to the go in our schedule. So we are already finalizing things, and we will be advising the players to please support because it's a way that we educate and curb the occurrence of these kind of problems. I agree with you, sir, that we have to be in our toe so that we maintain our competitiveness in this worldwide seafaring industry.
And also to comment on that, we are here at the AMSO. It is part of the tripartite.
Yes.
Always in the table. If I can tell you, during the late 90s or early 2000, if you can remember, when Captain Oka, who is with the union side, actually called on the ship owners and even IPF to put a halt to the raising of the wages of the seafarers because he saw there was a need at that time, and he said he didn't price. So if you have...
And one more thing, ma'am. Actually, when we talk about wages, karamihan naman ang siya CPA. So it's a union-initiated wage package. So somehow, pumapasok pa rin naman tayo sa kung ano yung requirements na
But that time was really unique for him because he was the one who orchestrated and
yes.
even went against the IPF. You can remember
yes.
So we have a question here. I think it's a very important question for our seafarers who are here. Do you have any follow-up questions? I think you need to ask now because these are people who can answer your concerns. Okay. Yeah. So since we are going to celebrate our Day of the Seafarers on the 25th, so we would like to ask everyone, starting with here, sir, what is your message for our seafarers and the Day of the Seafarers? We need your comments.
Good afternoon. For the Day of Seafarers, the problem, talking about competency of our seafarers, I don't think we're incompetent. But there are a few cases where the competency of seafarers is an issue. Problem is we always generalize it. We have the same problem with other nationalities. The problem with Filipino seafarers is the support and not doing. they don't mentor their subordinates, so to speak. Let me give you an example. I have always already once in a forum with Marine. Filipino seafarers are trained 3 years. 1 year, onboard training. 3 years. When we compare ourselves, in terms of education, Russia is trained for 5 years. Vietnam is trained for 6 years. So, the entry level for Filipinos, education-wise, no? Is this. This is the education level, for example, for Russia. And this is the education level for Filipinos. Now we have the K-12 program. Nagprotesta pa nga tayo. The K-12 program is aimed at pairing us with the other nationalities because then it becomes 5 years. Well, okay. Let's look at what happened before. 3 years education natin, 5 years sa kanila. There's a gap. The problem is, when we are on board, how to bridge that gap. The best training center for seafarers are the ships when they are on board. Problem is, yung mga senior officers natin, or even those who are junior officers, and even the senior rating, so to speak, they do not teach their cadets, their trainees, and their younger seafarers. In fact, sometimes, because you are not coming from the same school or the same province, the problem stays the same. They do not do it. Now, when we replaced our colleagues, Europeans before, in 2000, in the 1990s, 80s, when we started replacing them, we said that our advantages were lower salary, better, not from the Europeans, but other Asian nations, for example. That's why they chose us. We speak better English, and we have a better way of working. We can adapt to cultures, and we can masipag tayo. The problem is today, nahihirapan na tayong mag-compete dyan. I was a speaker, one of the training at Hartman. I have 4 of the trainees were pure Chinese, and they speak third mate and second mate. They speak better English than the Filipino third mate and second mate. That we should realize. The younger seafarers of other nations are moving ahead, and they are supporting each other. Lagi tayong nagsasabi, yung mga seaman na, yung mga nagtutulungan kaya napopromote sila agad Ask yourself, why do we not do that? Help our own Filipino cadets reach there. I became a captain for 10 years. Started sailing in 2005, became a captain in 2015. And in that, I was 2 years Marine Superintendent. 7 or 8 years, I was sailing only, but I became captain. And that's because of the support of my colleagues, hindi Filipino lang, kundi kahit yung mga Russian. And that's of course, depende na rin sa seaman niya kung talagang gusto matuto. But the bottom line is, mentoring, coaching is very important in the world. You want to stay in this profession, you want Filipinos to stay on top, mentor, teach them, coach them. I think that's the message. For my message for seafarers.
Very good thoughts from everyone, and should be really grows and raise and up. So every day there's something new. So in order also to be at par with the world's best and to compete with them, we have to train.
Tayo din ako. Can I just sing? No, just kidding you. On behalf of my administrator, Attorney Bernard P. Olalia, I would like to say my thank you to the organizers because this is really a prelude
to the celebration of the Seafarers Day this coming June 25. So the message there is, mabuhay ang ating mga marino, at rest assured that the PUAA will always be there to protect, and our primordial concern is the welfare of our seafarers. Our office is open, so in cases that you have such issues towards your employer, your running agencies, or whatever problems that you may encounter, the government agencies are also open. The PUAA is open, hindi po sarado. Nung bukas po ang aming pong tanggapan, kung ano man po mga problema ninyo, lalo-lalo na kung kayo may problema tungkol sa inyong pong pagka-empleyado sa kanyang pong mga employers. And at the same time, I would like to inform you guys that we are currently reviewing the standard terms and conditions to be attuned to the Maritime Labor Conventions. It's about time that we review the current contracts that we are using. So I do hope the next months we'll be coming out with a new standard employment contract for the regular Marines. And in the pipeline, we are also part of the wish list po natin is to come out or develop a contract, a separate contract for our cruise employees, and at the same time for our fishers. And I would like also to inform you that OSCO, the one-stop shop, is already being implemented in cases that you need some requirements, since it's a one-stop shop, pwede kayo pumunta sa tanggapan po ng ating pong PUAA throughout the country, or even in SM shopping malls, meron po tayong mga one-stops. Usually, kung nire-request nyo, pag-review na yung mga passports, ng Siemens po. Actually, marami pupunta sa POE Central Office dahil gusto makakuha sa Marina. Kaya pupunta sila dun sa POE to get their queuing numbers at mas mabilis daw sa POE. So, but I do not encourage you to go to the POE Ortigas kasi magpadagdag po tayo ng traffic sa EDSA. But anyhow, it's an urgent, you can visit any of our one-stop shop. So yun lamang po, mabuhay po ang ating pong mga seafarers.
Thank you again for inviting me over for this event. And as a representative of the Philippine College of Occupational Medicine and of course our clinic, the Maritime Clinic, I would like also to emphasize that the pre-medical examination of the seafarer is just a one step towards maintaining the health and the wellness of our seafarer. Kailangan po, pag sakay nila sa barko, ay maging healthy din yung kanilang working environment. Kailangan po continuous din ang training natin sa kanila in terms of safety and health. Kasi baka nagagawa nila yung kanilang mga trabaho, pero hindi naman po safe, hindi naman po healthy yung kanila pong paggawa sa barko. So, importante din po yun. Kasi may mga cases din po tayo ng repatriation resulting from injuries, from accidents, sa mga barko natin. Maybe in terms of the use of the PPE, alam natin the use of the PPE, yun ang pinakababa ng ladder ng ating safety. Sa technology natin sa barko, importante, magbigay din tayo ng emphasis on the engineering control, kung paano natin ma-identify at ma-isolate ang mga hazards sa barko, ma-identify natin ang mga hazards sa barko, administrative control. Baka yung stress hindi natin nabibigyan ng emphasis. Yung mga seafarer natin, syempre, may stress din yung mga yan. Alam natin that there is clinical correlation between the stress at saka po yung sickness at saka disease. Hindi lang natin nakikita kayo ang konsepto ng pagkakasakit sa pamamagitan lang ng kung anong kinakain or hindi lifestyle, ganyan. Kasama rin po dito ang stress. Diba? Kaya nga tinanong ko kayo kanina, stressful ba talaga ang pagiging isang seafarer? And we know, diba, talagang stressful talaga ito. Kaya po, minsan meron tayong mga cases din na maybe the problem is really the stress and the unhealthy environment in the workplace, which is the marine industry. And another thing is, kanina po, pinag-usapan natin yung tungkol sa training. Ako po, medyo nalalayo ako ng konti sa inyo kasi medical doctor po ako.
Hindi po ako masyadong involved sa mga marine industry. Well, what I only know about this industry is the PEME, how the clinic functions. Pero ako po ay nag-training ng maraming taon. And even up to now, nagtitraining pa rin po ako. Meron po kami mga annual convention, meron kami media convention, may pinipinit sa cardiologists, marami po. Para po i-equip po kami bilang mga doktor para makapag-serve kami ng maayos sa kalusugan ng sambayan ng Pilipino. So ganun din po ang lahat ng profession, including the seafarer. Kaya po pagka may training tayo, dapat maging masaya tayo because this will add up to our knowledge. And not only that, the training is also effective in maintaining or in making the seafarer satisfied with their job or with their profession, with their profession. Kasi po, sa training, yan yung mag-e-enhance din sa mga seafarer na mahalin nila yung kanilang trabaho at makita nila yung significance, yung importance ng kanilang ginagawa. So maybe those who are really properly trained and receive proper training, ito po yung mayroong dangan at pagmamahal sa trabaho at sa paggawa kasi they are always being educated by the training. And finally, training is also a means not only of educating, but training is also another means of relearning. Kasi po ang mind po natin nakakalimot din tayo. Minsan, yung skills na ginagawa natin, minsan nakakalimutan natin yan. Kaya kinakailangan po ang re-education, part of the training, para po hindi natin makalimutan ang mga skills and for us to discover something new about the skills that we have already learned. Salamat po sa inyo.
Okay, good afternoon once again. On behalf of Bremtra, our message to our fellow seafarer is, I would like to use a very powerful word, learn to invest. Learn to invest in a sense that it will promote the increase in competence. Learn to invest to promote good health. Kasi yun lang talaga yung pinaka-una natin. And of course, you have to learn also to speak up in order for us to be heard and be understood. And I fully agree with Cap Sevilla that we have to exercise this mentoring, most especially for the young generation who aspire to become a good officer someday. Thank you.
First, thank you again to Director. The mentoring on board, even you have lack of quality screw, if you are mentored well on board, it can easily compensate for it. And message to the Filipino seafarers, help your juniors, mentor them, train them, and I guarantee the deployment of Filipino seafarers will increase a lot. It's comes to training. Filipino seafarers need also to maintain their competence and skills. Whatever was good enough yesterday is not good tomorrow. Good enough tomorrow. In Yepsen, we failed 50% of the applicants, and that's due to competence. And we checked them towards competence according to the minimum standard as to go. Each of our principals have their own standard, and sometimes that goes beyond the minimum standard as to go. And you will not believe it, even we have strengthened our assessment program for applicants. We increased our amount of our Filipino seafarers last year to 1,400. Because we showed our principals we can provide qualified Filipino seafarers. So go to Rector, take a checkup, do the assessment, fill in your gaps. So instead of roaming from each manning agent in Manila, spend the money on food, transportation, spend a few money on assessment, fill in the gaps. You don't need necessarily to go to a training center. Most of the Filipino seafarers have a smartphone or a computer. You can Google and do a lot by yourself. if a seafarer, as the doctor said here, if it's competent, there will be less stress. There is no stress to have a post-state inspection or having a challenge on board. If you are competent, you are more relaxed, reduce the stress. That's all. Thank you.
It's so hard to So, everybody was talking about training, everybody was talking about competency. My message is quite simple. Shipping is the lifeblood of the maritime industry, the lifeblood of the world. It is the heartbeat of the economy of each nation. 90% of what you're wearing, sitting, eating, walking, driving, comes from the shipping industry. Is this true? And we compose 42% of those 90% transporting this international voyage of creating global economy. What I really wanted to say before we go is, can you take your hand and tap it on, or give a handshake to your nearest person on your left or right? Say thank you that you're part of the 42% who makes this economy in the Philippines. And another one is pat yourself that you are part of making the world a better place, and always remember to thank yourself that without Filipinos, the world will stop. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. After this, we will have our certificate giving. So I'm going to welcome.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bella. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for our panelists this afternoon. We have Captain Gregory Civilo, Director Santiago III, Dr. Marco Cesar Alejano, Engineer Yunino Jr., Captain Lauren Musket, and Engineer Evan Wilson Jr. A round of applause, please. To show our appreciation for our afternoon speakers, we have already given certificates of appreciation for our morning speakers. We would like to present our certificate of appreciation for our afternoon speakers. We would like to have Ms. Margie Ulino to assist me in giving the certificates. The certificate reads, Repro Pro Inc. proudly presents today's certificate of appreciation for being one of the speakers during the Maritime Awareness Symposium 2019, gearing towards the future of maritime in the historic World City of Matanulas, given this 19th day of June 2019 in Matanulas, Manila, signed Engineer Yunino Jr. The certificate is given to Captain Gregory M. Civilo. Another certificate is given to Dr. Marco Cesar Alejano. Director Augusto Santiago III. Captain Johan Nosky. Chief Engineer Ifran Dulcena Jr. and Engineer Lilo Unda Jr. Ladies and gentlemen, our panelists and speakers for Maritime Awareness Symposium 2019. Thank you very much to our panelists and speakers. We are moving towards the end of our Maritime Awareness Symposium. Thank you very much for our attendance. Before we close, we would like to ask everyone to stay because we are going to have photo ops for everyone, including all attendees. And now I'm going to ask Sir Lee to have his closing remarks.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon again. First of all, I would like to express our gratitude to all of you for your cooperation, which has enabled us to conduct highly fruitful symposium. For attendees and guests,